Bear with me as YouTube goes live. If you're watching this after the fact, of course, feel free to hit fast forward. All right, we should be live on both platforms. Apologies for the dead space, the dead silence. Bear with me as I load up. And like I said, always feel free to fast forward. Super Gen, hello. Doc, nice to catch you. Well, we'll see if all those players have chosen death. All right. I believe we should be good to go on both platforms, so let's just hit the play button. We've got an evening of Hera games. We saw Mr. Yo, we saw MBL a few days ago. Now it is the GOAT himself. And game number one, he is taking on Vivy. Oh, my apologies. Ah, my goodness. Tell me you're a professional streamer without telling me you're a professional streamer. I hit the frickin' play button and forgot to change screens. Welcome. Anyway. Let's see. Hera playing as the Burmese in blue. Vivy taking them on as the Armenians. Nice. We got a mounted civilization taking on a bit of a footy civilization. Co6. Nice to catch you nice and early. Right as game number one begins. By the way, super cool feature, Burmese. You see exactly where all the relics are on the minimap. They are unparalleled in their ability to get relics. Although other civs do give them a bit of a run for their money. I'm glad the gameplay is on and not the starting soon screen that was accidentally on for a while. Hera pulling in the boar. So let's take a look at the bases, see where the players have spawned, because we've got another Age of Empires interesting thing, where 60% of the map is basically dead space. Hera to the bottom left, Vivy to the top left. Attack path, from Hera's perspective, pretty clear and open. Vivy at least has a forest blocking his base in. Primary gold exposed to the front, stone to the back. Has seen or has not seen these? Okay, so he has seen. He's going to claim the turkeys. Forests on Arabia, not too close to the TC. And where are his additional resources? Gold and stone to the front here. So Hera might want to press, if he does, into this side. Extra gold all the way off to the right. So I'm not sure Hera's going to even discover this anytime soon. I don't think he's actually exploring the map for Vivy. I think he's still doing his perimeter sweep. Hera, for his part, primary gold to the front, stone to the back, extra gold to the left. Right and right are two Tetris piece resource patches. Oh, this is cool. Being able to push the deer while simultaneously claiming the turkey. Can he claim the turkey here on the left? Yeah, he can. I used to know, but I forgot what the distance is to claim a herdable. Something that I leave to brainier folk. But on the whole, I like that Vivy has a patch of gold off to the side where Hera probably will never explore. Hera's resources a little bit closer to home, although this stone to the back is nice and secure as well. How's everyone doing tonight, by the way? Glad you could join. Bit of a midweek stream. I was going to do the what's that new $30,000 tournament that we saw the show matches of, the World Desert Cup. the $30,000 tournament. And I think I still will, because they're in the qualifying now. The qualifiers, my goodness. Round of 32. I tried to get my hands on some of the round of 16 games, but I don't think they've been uploaded to their Discord. And I believe they are private, so they're not... unless somebody actually sends you the file, you're never going to actually get it or see it. So keep an eye out for those, because round of 32 are all public. And there was a, from what I hear, a very fun set that was played today. Supergen massacring zombies. Nice. Cleaning needed a distraction. Also nice. Is there anything more satisfying than after an apartment has been cleaned to just revel in all the cleanliness? I realize how psychotic that just sounded. Hello, hello, surround the deer. Look at them. Trying to worship the deer before they kill it. I'm struggling with deciding whether I get up and play a match or just lay here and pass out. Ooh, Daniel. How do I put this? Depends on what your plans tomorrow morning are. I would say is the practical response. Now, the non-practical response is keep this window open, but also play Age of Empires. Yeah, Doc, it's a world. I think it's World Desert Cup. You think? That's morning guys problem. Fair enough. Where's that from? I forget what TV show that's from. The that's Morning Isaac's fault, or that's Morning Isaac's problem. Night Isaac doesn't care. Oh, what TV show is that? Looks like Hera's moving in here. By the way, an interesting matchup. I always like to see the Burmese in action. I think they're a very underrated civ. I don't know what their win rate is. I don't know if underrated is the right right word for it, but bear with me. I'm just turning on the light here because it got real dark real quick. I can take a look at their win rate, but I suspect it's probably mid. As Hera pushes into here, but their rework now with mana per cavalry being a Castle Age upgrade as opposed to an Imperial Age one, I think it's an underutilized unique tech. It is not that expensive for a +4 attack bonus against archers. And in the Castle Age, what do you predominantly see? There's very few, I shouldn't say very few, but the majority of compositions we've seen, at least on this channel, that anecdotally I can say I've seen, involve some kind of archer unit, right? Some kind of crossbow clump, something left over from feudal age or whatnot. But I feel like a +4 attack against archers is just something that should be immediately researched if you're going up against even a civilization like the Armenians, to be fair. Martin, how's it going? Plus, I just like the Howdah upgrade. Who's kidding who? I like saying Howdah because it reminds me of Mayor Quimby, and I love elephants with ridiculous levels of armor. I had a short, maybe 4 months ago, where a bunch of Howdah elephants in Rage Forest, they took out like 50 units because they were so chunky. There we go. Unit trying to jump off the edge of the world. Oh, wait a second. First kill of the game here might be going to Vivy. If he's quick enough, he is quick enough. Not bad at all. But wait a second. The villagers want revenge. Jimenez, how is California this evening? Or I guess this afternoon for you. Daniel, I think we've amassed quite a nice community on Discord, right? I like that people are using it to not only voice chat during the games, but also to organize games. I'm glad I could be a vehicle for more Age of Empires. Canadian on Canadian violence? Only if I disagree with what Hera does, which, believe me, that is very likely not going to happen tonight. Or any night. No! Never mind, I disagree with this. 2 militiamen die, I'm assuming to the TC. Yep. Alright, so Vivy takes a kill lead 4-1, including that one villager. Look at Doc middlemanning a game here. Tony, welcome. Appreciate the comments as always. You are joining us nights, I would say fairly early into game number 1. Watch it end in like 20 minutes, but regardless. So far we've got scouts. Now, I, of course, talk a huge game for, what, 5 minutes ago about how mana per cavalry, blah, 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 archers, blah, blah, blah. Not a single archer being trained in this game. But let's see. I'm not giving up on mana per cavalry just yet. Hera moves in here to the left. How much HP is left on that villager? Doesn't look like a lot. And this is one thing I really like about pro players. I'm assuming once he heals him up a little bit, he's going to reallocate him to a different part if he sees these scouts are still here. No, never mind. No, there you go. He's reallocated. They just micromanage their villagers so damn well. Spearman and Scout bite the dust next to some farmland here on the left. Thank you, Doc. And yeah, if you're watching this, you haven't joined our awesome Discord community where we basically do what we do tonight in every live stream, talk about Nicolas Cage, whether or not pineapple belongs on pizza, scouts killing villagers, and boyars taking on Teutonic Knights, all that good stuff. Do join the Discord group. Where did that one scout come from? Hera knocks his opponent off woodline now. Good move. You notice that there are not that many woodlines and they're not that thick. So keeping an eye out here on this one woodline is really annoying. But to be fair, annoying for the Armenian means something a little different than everyone else, right? Well, Armenian and Georgian because of that donkey cart. So anytime he wants to, our Armenian, who pulls 4 villagers off of farms so that the lumberjacks can become farmers and then the farmers can become lumberjacks. Look at that retraining program here Vivy has set up. Jimenez, thank you so much for joining. Good luck on your Zoom call. No shenanigans. Whether or not cold beetroot soup is real food or not. Okay, Vivy's turn to insert these scouts yet again. They seem to be taking turns running into each other's bases. Hera, did he attack the farm or the villager? I feel like he attacked the farm. He did attack the farm. Okay, so a bit of a misclick there. Oop. Ooh, Pikeman bites the dust before he can get anything accomplished. Hera is going to hit Castle Age unless Vivy's got it queued up. Deny my wood, I'm going to deny your gold, says our Armenian. And look at this, not 1 but 2 towers are going up here for Hera, who had to buy stone for that. Okay. Shining light for our Burmese is that he's going to be in Castle Age for a long time before his opponent can join him. So no more side attacks, no more I poke you, you poke me. Hera's army basically gone. Vivy's army, what you see is what you've got here. By the way, I've been told that I'm pronouncing Vivy's name wrong. It's not Vivy, it's Vivy. Very small difference, I know, but If anyone in the chat knows whether or not that's right. There's always people in the comments who say I pronounce words wrong because they're mostly Americans. Who's kidding who? Oh, Super Jen, I appreciate that. I haven't seen a single bot attack, which is, I guess, a testament to your awesome modding. Both players committing here to getting their other player's tower down, but that's it. Our Armenian flies away. Americans don't make punctuation errors. Here we go. Castle Age Burmese Knight. Now, if you're wondering why you're seeing pikemen on the field for a feudal age civilization, that's because welcome to the Armenians. They get everything an age earlier, including spearmen in the Dark Age, which Hera did once try to make a thing. Chozero, hello, hello. Oh, it's in other channels too, Supergen? Sorry, bear with me. I'm just, as always, having to deal with issues with the YouTube app. Here we go. Our Burmese are bringing along some Cav archers. And more towers are the name of the game. We are doing fine. Finally in Castle Age in game number 1. Oh, try though she might. This is not a battle this villager can win. Sorry everyone, bear with me. I'm getting a lot of weird messages from Restream. How is the quality of the stream? I see the chat and stuff. It's great now? Okay. Oh, Jen, that's what you mean by zombies. I'm sorry, I thought you were playing some, like, Call of Duty game. Oh, goodness. That just shows you. That shows you my age. I had no clue what the hell. I had no clue you meant bots. Oh, you are playing a game. Okay, well, there you go. Now I'm twice embarrassed. Vivy continues attacking villagers here to the rear. But Hera's got the better raiding unit on the whole. Doesn't need to really risk these units. Unless Vivy just surrounds his base with towers. Holy moly. You think he was the Georgians with the Svan towers here. Picks off a villager. Both players have killed 16 villagers of each other 30 minutes into the game. Hera pulls out, which means, of course, Vivy. Never mind. What is 7 days to RIP? Aside from a zombie killing game. I mean, this is Vivy's army. What is happening? Why does our Armenian have absolutely no army? No resources? I mean... Ooh. What? The kill count... Even if you take the kill count into account, 13 more kills. Well, 10 more military kills. You should still not have an army of 0. Is our Armenian just giving up? Hera's just using the range and mobility of these cav archers basically the way they're supposed to be used. But if he only knew that he was facing a massive 3 army count, I don't know that he would hesitate with these units here to the south. Although it does discover a scorpion. I don't know what our Armenian thinks he can accomplish here. Yeah, raiding party indeed, raiding parties. They're going a full 1TC all aggression. 7 Days to Die is a survival crafting zombie game recently. Interesting. There we go, trying to lame the primary gold. Well, good luck. I wish you as many zombie kills as possible. I mean, the cav archers are faster. In theory, I don't know why they're so slow right now. Like, plays like this I always love. When you use 3 of your own units to basically lame 18 army count of your opponent. Unfortunately, in this case, your opponent's also castle dropping your face, taking over your secondary stone. And you still have no army and no resources. I'm struggling to understand here how Vivy is planning on proceeding this game. Does he think he can hold? I mean, the castle, as much as it lames the gold, doesn't really do much. Siege workshop and barracks, you can rebuild those as the Burmese. As the Armenians, I mean. You do have better than average lumberjacks. Uh-oh. Hera notices there's nothing underneath. No villagers inside. Loses 1. Will he lose a second? Looks like it. No. How the hell did those arrows miss? But here's the tower full of quarry miners. And a donkey cart as well. Okay. Looks like one of the 3 knights has died. Only 2 left. And again, no army for our Armenian. Yeah, Hera being ahead in economy, down villagers against the Armenians whose mule cart techs are 40% more effective is really a head scratcher right now. Factor in 13 dead villager kills. But I'm really not understanding what the name of the game here is for Vivy, whose name I hope I'm saying right. I mean, every time Hera moves in, it's like a ghost town. There's nothing here. There's nobody here. It's like, yeah, well, there you go. It's like, I was gonna say, it's like going to some European city where during the summer, where all the locals have gone on vacation and have disappeared with those amazing European statutory holidays that they have. Okay. And then you literally, there's like nothing. You don't see any villagers. You don't see any lumberjacks. You don't see, what was this? Good offense in this game is always better than a good defense, unfortunately. Players who are offensive and control the map, control the resource, the choke points. I said earlier, anytime you have 2 resources relatively close to one another, that's kind of, if you're going to be applying pressure, that's where you kind of want to be applying pressure. But this gold lamed, and like I said, I don't think Hera was going to discover this gold, but eventually Vivy pivoted to so many different locations. Martin, in a very weird game. Very weird game. Now remember, these are all just ranked ladder matches, so not all of them are going to be super fantastic. I hope this is the only one that's not super great, but what can you say? Well, what can you do? peak APM for our Burmese right towards the end of the game. 24 minutes in is for Vivy. Cav Archers, I mean, again, this is I don't get it. Difference in economy, just about 10%. Hera did get 2 of the 3 collected relics. 5 raisings to 0, of course. But at the end of the day, look at the villager kill count. 14 villager kills ahead. Another 20 or so army count kill ahead. Speaking of food, is you're eating something you need to share, post it on Discord. Yeah. Sky Amin, hello, hello. You take this mindset into real life, you are super aggressive. All right. Well, I know you like Hera, and Hera takes game number 1. Let me go set up game number 2. He will be playing against Mr. Yo. Need some lunch ideas. Can never go wrong with some kind of sandwich. Some kind of sandwich with some kind of chicken or burger in the middle. And here we go. Game number 2. Hera playing as the old school, old world gunpowder Turkish against the New World. Not much more New World, but New World Bohemians. In red is Mr. Yo. Sorry, I got distracted by thinking about food, and naturally, the whole cast goes to shit. Abdullah, how are you? Thanks for joining in the middle of the night. So, we've got the game's greatest spearman line unit against the game's possibly worst spearman line unit. I should say spearman line instead of spearman line units, because don't really need to say unit for the Turks. And let's see how the players decide to progress. We're on a bit of an autumnal map today. One small forest in the forward position here for Mr. Yo, but Hera's base completely open. Let's take a look. Primary gold off to the bottom, stone to the top, extra gold annoyingly forward placed, and extra resources to the off to the left rear of his base. So good locations for extra resources, except of course this patch of gold. So I'm assuming that means Mr. Yo also has, yeah, of course, his secondary gold, his stone rather, also incredibly exposed. And like his opponent, gold to the bottom, stone to the top. Although I feel like Mr. Yo's gold a little bit more on the attack path if Hera aggresses than Hera's gold. Mr. Yo is going to probably have to go through some kind of wall off on this side to get to Hera's gold, whereas Hera basically has an A to B line from his base to Mr. Yo's. Berserker, we just woke up from a nap. Good to be here. Good to have you here. Forests for Mr. Yo. At least he's got one kind of in the forward position. Not really sure what it's going to protect, but Hera, for his part, in the aggressive stance, has no forest whatsoever. Yeah, good morning, people who probably should be sleeping. So what do we think? What are we favoring here? The old school, the new school, gunpowder? Do we like artillery to kill you from 14 tiles, or do we like Wagenberg tactics to move a little faster? And thank you, Doc, for the reminder. We do have lemon bushes with the pretty blue butterflies. I mean, if you're ever in a bad mood or whatever, just play the game, run into these butterflies. What a fantastic addition to the game. I mean, the developers really didn't need to put those butterflies in there. But I digress, as I always do. And yeah, if you like what you see on YouTube, hit the like button. If you like what you see on Twitch, hit the follow button. Let's get the party rolling on Twitch, where I'm hoping to continue growing my presence, especially with all these new cool tournaments coming up. So, should be a lot of fun. I think, like I said, there was a World Desert Cup show match today that by all accounts was a lot of fun. So hopefully I'll be able to cast that in a day or two. Trezero, I'm afraid that is not permitted by Twitch in one of those rules that they have. I'm not allowed to show the chat from YouTube. I think on YouTube I can show Twitch, but on Twitch I'm not allowed. The follow button says unfollow. Well, who was it here like a few months ago who was like, I clicked follow 1,000,000 times, but it only followed you once and unfollowed you 500,000 times. Adrian, hello, by the way. Okay, so is this Mysterio's first time out on the map? It is. And like every rational thinking person, when you spawn at the 3 o'clock position, you immediately go to the 9 o'clock position. But of course, this is Age of Empires. And so Hera has spawned at the 6:30 position, which if you're here, I'm assuming he's looking at this part of the map first, right? Yeah, of course. You head this way. Hera's gonna find a villager, maybe? No, he's not gonna risk it. He might risk it for some pigs. Mysterio immediately pulls the Piggly Wigglies. I'll eventually add all the bells and whistles. I know I'm like a little bit... Ooh, by the way, he does get the villager kill. What the hell? He notices that Mysterio skimped on Loom. Daniel, best of luck to you. Doc, you're a Turkstan. Rusty, that was an incredible display of micro. You might be going after a second. I mean, a third. My bad. My apologies. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. This scout, it's like Jack the Ripper. Just finding little alleyways and little choke points where he can go and kill villagers. My goodness. 3 villager kills. So, Mysterio, not the greatest of starts. Sausage, how are you? That really is an MVP. Although I hesitate to call Jack the Ripper MVP, but let's remove the Jack the Ripper reference and just call this the MVP scout. Hera always says skipping Loom goes unpunished unless you play Hera. Exactly. Yeah, and again, as I was saying before, that insane level of micro kicked in, and he's, by the way, going back for seconds here with a different scout. I'll eventually have all the bells and whistles on Twitch. Not that I really want to, like, have an overlay with way too much information. I've seen some streamers, not Age of Empires streamers, but there's, like, the ones that do bigger games, like Counter-Strike and... I don't know what all the other ones. Well, what's that one now where you drop your first-person shooter into an alien world? I forgot what the hell it's called, but it's all primarily like first-person shooters and stuff. Fortnite. There's a lot of stuff that those streamers have on the screen. And I'm thinking, like, I don't know. We might be a bit of a different crowd, the Age of Empires crowd. Even though, coming from me, this is laughable, since I miss, like, 90% of things that happen on in this game. But people kind of want to see the game, and not so much the, oh, what did I just say? What did I just say about missing 90% of what happens in this game? I think we're more interested in seeing, it's a lot on the screen, yeah. Yeah, exactly, Doc. There's even Age of Empires streamers that have a lot of stuff going on the screen. And I get it, like, if people make donations or gift subs, you want to acknowledge that, obviously, but sometimes it seems like... not gonna find more damage now. Sometimes it seems like it might be a bit too much. Anyway, I'm, like, rambling because I don't have an idea myself of what I'm gonna do. But there will be some eventual overlay and whatnot. One scout tries to run off the edge of the world, literally prancing off the edge of the world. Ryan, hello, hello. Thank you for the nice comment you left. Feudal Age units getting the hell out of Dodge. Mysterio's housed at 35. But just completes a house. So timed it well. Oh, but didn't time the villager well. Oh, I love that Mysterio noticed the weaker scout and immediately pounced. But now Hera's moving forward with his feudal age army. Always a big incentive for the Turks to keep their scouts around, just because they transform into light cav, and then hussars. If I mean, can you imagine keeping a feudal age scout alive until Imperial age? I'm shocked that Hera's not peeling this one scout off and sending him on scouting duty. Usually when you have 2 HP, you get put out to pasture by Gamer Legion's Hera. But this guy is still here. Maybe he's here to soak up damage. Maybe Hera wants to jump and get another villager kill. Now he's housed at 40. Oh, he's going to be housed for a while. Ouch. That kind of sucks. Oh, Prichnik. Hello, hello, hello. I like that we're seeing old names, new names. Sorry, I'm just wondering why you're staring at nothing. Just again reloading the YouTube chat. Gotta be a better app. I mean, before I started streaming, I would watch streamers on YouTube a lot. Oh, Hera trying to get a little too fancy schmancy, bites the dust. And they all used to complain about YouTube issues with like, oh, my streaming, the internet quality, this, and I generally tended to discount it, but yeah, YouTube has a thing or two to learn about live streaming from Twitch. I can see why when there was that big thing in the Age of Empires community when a number of players and streamers took deals with Facebook. I can see now why they rushed back to Twitch. So far, my experience with this platform has been fantastic. Ooh. I don't know if he canceled that or if he lost that. Not exactly a cheap Saracen market. Lemmy, hello, hello. How are you tonight? Lemmy, I forgot for a second that you were a pizza knight. Here we go. 2-range cav archer. That would be very hard for the cav archer. Gildo, I hope you and your Mescal have a very fun night together. Let us know how we can help and how we can make your night better here at Air Age of Empires, where our airplanes don't have jets. We just get fired by giant trebuchets from one continent to the other. Home after a 6-week business trip. You can watch your streams on your TV instead of your laptop? Finally. Where did you go for business, if you don't mind me asking? I always love a good travel story. University clogs up the work. Skirmishers left out in the dark. And there you go, the Turks. Don't need to waste resources, time. These scouts just immediately become light cav. Oh, it's not every day you can trap Hera, but even the trap itself is not enough to hold him in. It takes a spearman to spear down these horses who are, okay, a couple of them are just kind of waiting. How the hell did these guys get into here? Behind the barracks, there is a deceptive little alleyway. Okay, so Hera obviously left these on defensive stance. When am I going to cast Age of Mythology? Probably never, unless you want me to start learning it, because I never really got into Age of Mythology. So I do apologize. I know the Viper had a massive, T-West had a massive stream session today with Age of Mythology, but unfortunately... L4Uechnik? I hope I'm saying your name right. Thank you for the follow on Twitch. Max power, this is not a tournament at all. These are just random games that the players played in the last week or so. Change the scenery up a little bit. I don't know if people want to watch me play Age of Mythology. It's not really what I want. 99% of the time, it's... Do you really want to watch a newbie playing a new game? I don't know. Yeah, that does sound a bit exhausting. Let's see, our Turk. 3 archery ranges pumping out. Well, they were pumping out Cav Archers right now. All right. An interesting choice to go Cav Archer against a Civ that has a mobile wagon designed to screw your Cav Archers. You want to watch me play Age of Empires? Oh, Michael Jackson Cav Archer here. Start the ladder climb or fall. My guess is, based on my age and the fact that I have trouble highlighting villagers, is that it's going to very much be the fall part of that storyline, and not so much the climbing. Although never say never. 3 ranges Craigasm. Ryan, no, I do not cast Age of Empires 4. I am solely an AoE 2. And by the way, game number 1, we saw Pikemen and Feudal. Game number 2, we're seeing Hand Cannoneers and Castle. Thank you, Bohemian. So, okay. Seeing a few cool things here. Hera, by the way, has gone up to 6 villager kills. Ugh. He's ahead 18 villagers. Monsieur's putting pressure. But Cav Archers have no base armor here, so they're taking the full 17 damage, unless, of course, they're on the high ground. Oh, double teamed. Cav Archers versus Hand Cannoneer is incredibly unique in the Castle Age. Literally, these are the only 2 civilizations that have men on their own 2 feet carrying guns. I think these are the only 2 civs, right? You've got the Janissary for the Turks and the Hand Cannoneer for the Bohemians. I guess the Spanish Conquistador also, but he's mounted, so there you go. So still, of those 3 civilizations, of all the various combinations of civs, very unique. Tiger takes 8 Cav Archers to bring a single Tiger down. As Hera expands with a 3rd TC next to the gold, next to the stone. He's got his castle here protecting it. Not the biggest fan of the downhill castle compared to these 2 giant mounds that he's got in front of him. Also, remember the Cav Archer fires twice as fast as the Hand Cannoneer, right? 2-second delay versus what is it, 3.45? Yeah. Organ guns as well. See, that's why I originally made my description very narrow to just upright bipedal bros carrying guns. But yeah, organ guns as well. Doc, did you tell him to join our Discord? Okay. Oh man, just one-shotting Cav Archers right now is our Turk, who is housed again, Mr. Yo at 65. Neither player really making any effort to micro here, and I don't care because this is absolutely epic for Castle Age shenanigans. Mr. Yo, you were literally 1 tile away from the high ground, adding 4 to your attack. But why did you stop? I guess you were focused back home. More Hand Cannoneers out of him. She just needed a rolling pin. Okay. Fair enough. Okay. Now, unless I'm mistaken, they do get thumb ring, the Turks. No thumb ring. Okay, I was gonna say no ballistics either, but there's ballistics getting got. Very cocky town center placement when you're fighting against cavalry archers. Those villagers are going to be on their own and exposed. There we go. Finally, Monsieur takes the high ground here. Holy moly, what an absolute shit show of terrible accuracy here between these two units. I think, didn't the Cav Archer get buffed recently? Or what am I there was a, my goodness. What was the buff to the Cav Archer? Is it to the heavy Cav Archer, I guess? The accuracy? So many changes, so many patches. It's only heavy Cav Archers, right? That's what I figured. Once I clicked their accuracy. All right, so both players finally fighting with a little bit of micro. Hera trying to use the bottom 3 to lure, while the top 5 now 3. I guess 4 now 3. Gun Monsieur's hand cannons. That took a long time for that fight to complete. That was like a feudal age skirmisher versus skirmisher fight. Monsieur, holy moly, he was down 6 villager kills to 0. Look at him now, 11 villager kills to 7. I mean, Hera's doing whatever he can to give Monsieur a fighting chance here. He is moving very close to these hand cannoneers. I mean, 2 or 3 tiles away. They don't need 100% accuracy. What an intense game. Should Hera have won the battle? Oh, I don't know. That hand cannoneer accuracy, what is it now? 65? 75 is not great. But Hera's 50 is even worse. I have no clue who should have won that. I feel like the micro was much better for Hera, though. Monsieur had a smaller field to operate in. He was trying to stay on this hilltop. Hera was just running around this whole hill. Just again, one-shotting Cav Archers. You gotta hit the target, and Hera's making it very difficult. This is like in God of War, when you learn the boss's attack pattern, and then you start deking whenever they're about to fire. That's exactly what Hera's doing. He's moving at the exact perfect time to avoid those gunpowder balls. And I do apologize if on Twitch I miss your following animation. I do that sometimes. So if you do decide to follow the channel, number 1, thank you very much. Well, thank you very much. And number 2, please send a message, write a comment, let me know. And I'll thank you. Getting into the dead space of the skirmisher, right up in their grill are these Cav Archers. Holy moly. Hera's just pulling out all the tricks today. Not that he really needs them with a 34 villager lead and a 25 army supply lead. Oh my goodness. Oh, Mr. Yo. It's not cheap going hand cannoneers in the Castle Age. It is not cheap at all. You need to do damage, and Mr. Yo just 36 minutes in has not done the damage, but holy moly. That was a fantastic display of micro in multiple parts. I mean, that first battle, I forget where it was, but that kind of was boring a little bit, but the follow-up battle is a lot of good micro. Let's see here, Cav Archers. I mean, the numbers are fantastic here for both. I love that we saw hand cannoneer and castle. Monsieur peak APM towards the end. Hera also economy. I can't see them being close at all. More than 20% bigger for our Turk, who takes all 5 resources and 3-2 relics, which on its own is not a small accomplishment against Mr. Yo. 0 conversions, 1 raising a piece. Kill count at the end of the day. Mr. Yo killed more villagers. Twice as many, but falls behind in the military kill lead. Tuto del Tierra, welcome, welcome. Thank you for following. Yeah, Adrian, maybe if Monsieur didn't lose those 3 villagers. I mean, Hera's micro in this game. I don't know what he put in that water bottle that he was drinking, but this is like tournament level Hera micro. I mean, this is like something he doesn't pull out normally, but when you're playing against Mr. O, you kind of have to. Turks for the win. Well, there you go. All right, let's load up the next game. Bear with me. Yo lost to ACCM for Red Bull spot. Happy to see ACCM make it. Yeah, I'm happy ACCM made it as well. Although it did kind of suck to that Mysterio was disqualified, but what can you do? That finals between them was just stupendous. Hera special stuff. I mean, wasn't that the premise of Space Jam? Where they told Michael Jordan told the Looney Tunes team that he had the magic water. And then they played like crazy because they thought they were all like jacked up on whatever, but it was just normal water. Hey, Hera should eventually make his own bottled water. He should spin off. You know how like rappers and football players and NBA stars, they all have like, oh, hello. They all have like, I don't know what, restaurants and clothing companies. Hera should go into water. Boy Dylan, hola, hola. Zygozite. Buenas noches. Jen's gonna bop me? All right, let's take a look at the teams. Yeah, Moonwalker at the teams. Oh my goodness, at the Civs. We got yet again the Bohemians. This time they are taking on with the two berry bushes under the TC, the Gurjaras. Okay. Let's see you pull some of that gunpowder shizzle in Castle Age against the Shravamsha Rider. Why? What did I say? What did I say that in theory would have gotten me bopped? Did I swear? Oh, I didn't celebrate him losing. I just congratulated his the person who bested him. Somebody asked me a week or so before that who I thought would make it, and I did say Mr. Yo. I didn't think he would make it over ACC. Sorry, I didn't think ACCM would make it over Mysterio. Mysterio on the whole, I think, is the more well-rounded player. ACCM, when he puts on aggression, he's incredible. But Mysterio is just, he's fantastic on defense. I mean, I don't think there's anyone better in the game at Relic Gathering. Doesn't matter what civ he gets. You can give him the Mongols, and he'll out Relic the frickin' Burmese. Or the Slavs, or the Lithuanians. Speaking of, out microing and out relicking. Nothing to do with these two civilizations as Sakuma begins walling this off. Focusing primarily on the deer and the huntables at first. You'd think he was the Gurjaras, Sakuma, the way he's playing the Bohemians right now. Gurjaras, if you're not familiar, can garrison their livestock in here, which does always give me an excuse to look at the horses and the donkey's ass. And the, what else is in there? A yak, I think, at some point. Yo makes you fight for every tile on the map. Yeah, it's like a World War I pitched battle with him. The stream title reminded me that Nations Cup is coming. Yeah, Nations Cup is coming. We can do a team of Canadian AoE2 streamer personalities. Dylan, I think you forgot to mention somebody in that list. Super Gen. Good luck. You should put like an air tag on him. And then you'll be able to locate much, much quicker. All right, one of the bushes is almost mined out. Interesting, he left the bush. I'm always curious with the Gurjaras to see how they play it, because recently there have been some players who ungarrison the livestock. At least maybe one or two. And then there are some who don't deplete the bushes right away, some that do deplete the bushes right away. I'm always curious with the Gurjaras what the optimal, like, you know, I have this weird thing with the Chinese civ where I always ask who has the lowest TC idle time going up to feudal age. The Gurjaras are the same way. I'm very fascinated because it's not one, mechanic that's different with the garrisoned herdables. It's two mechanics that are different because you start with 250 extra food underneath your TC, but with the slowest gathering rate being the berry gathering rate. You eject a few if you go scouts. Okay, that's good to know. That's what I'm talking about. It's a double whammy kind of situation. And of course, Hera, thinking that Sakuma naturally spawned over here. Sakuma, I'm assuming, is going... Oh my god. Man, these players are so optimistic with how they think this game is fairly distributing their starting positions. They are very optimistic. They always go to where they think a normal game would distribute them. Like StarCraft, you know exactly where your opponent spawns. This shit is just, I don't understand it at all. And no one's talking about this. This is like the biggest undiscussed issue of Age of Empires, of our time, in fact. Ooh, first kill of the game going to the, oh, the Camel Scout. By the way, cool fact. Camel Scout, along with the Sicilian Sergeant, one of the only two units that unique units that you can train in the feudal age. Ants fly. Hello, hello. You think anything over $1,000 should have an air tag? Absolutely. I agree. The wacky spawn is just a new thing. Like, everyone's talking about pathing and teleporting units and all these other issues this game has, control groups and commands. No one's talking about the more obvious thing is some maps, like 2/3 of the map, are completely useless. P90 used to compare how Mysterio plays to a boa constrictor. Yo steals the impetus. You're left reacting. I can see that. I can absolutely see that. Alcatraz. Hello, hello. Now, the one thing, Dylan, in your entire list there is that you have to take into account that a number of those players, they are in fact Canadian, but they don't live in Canada, right? Survivalist is in Japan at the moment. Hera in Argentina. Tick Speaks is lurking. Nice. Well, thank you for letting us know. I was about to unleash an absolute tirade of hate towards you, but now that I know you're lurking, I'm not going to say what I was going to say. You think it started with the Shin Isia Cup? The SAX Cup? I feel like it's been around a long time before that. Although I could just be having a recency bias. Half the team Italy live in Germany. It's true, Nikov is in Italy. I always I never understood why he always had the Italian flag on his name on AoE Insights. Why does he have the Italian flag? In that case, the Viper should have the German flag. Hera should have the Argentinian flag. Why is Nikov so special that his flag got replaced with his current flag as opposed to his OG flag? Tinkle, tinkle, tinkle. Not a fight Sakuma wants to take here. He has killed one unit of Hera's. The scout is dead. Ooh. And in revenge, Sakuma kills a villager of his own. But his units are trapped. Missing an opportunity to take a few pokes off at a skirmisher. Good chat. Ooh, the things you do for villager kills in Age of Empires. I'm going to stop zooming in and out so much. I'm just going to leave it like this. Let's see what he's doing behind this, because Sakuma's keeping Hera very busy on his side of the map. Okay. He does not want to deal with any kind of attempted incursion. I didn't look at the resources. This is a very interesting wall off, because both his primary gold and his primary stone make up parts of the wall off. There's nothing else that he's walled inside his base. His forests are at the bottom very attackable. This one maybe not so much. This one not so much. But all the extra resources, the extra gold's off to the left, the extra stones off to the right, he's left outside. This is the base of somebody who wants to be real aggressive here. And he is clicking up about half a minute behind Hera. So let's see what Hera actually has. He has one of everything. His forward portion is completely open in 2 locations. So he's not worried at all, is our Gurjara. Oh yeah, Dylan, that's fair trade. Although Nikov is number 2 in the ranked ladder right now, I believe. I forget if it's Nikov or Mr. Yo. It changes frequently, but Nikov's always like top 5. That being said, I've had some difficulty finding any of his games lately. I feel like he doesn't play as much, which is a shame. Scouts avoiding spearmen on the left. Scouts avoiding spearman on the right. Hera's in castle. This is the moment. Our Bohemian needs to scout. This is why you kept your units alive. Yeah, Hera's 2900 was ridiculous. Trying to bust their way into the north. This is when you want to start scouting. No, you do not pick a fight. Don't pick a fight. What the hell was the point of keeping these units around so long if you're not going to see the extra TC? You're not going to see the extra TC. Bit of a waste there from Sakuma, but how much has Hera actually seen of his opponent? Even less. So maybe not. When he hit 2,900, I predicted he would hit 3,000 within 6 months. But then all the tournaments started and everyone started practicing Empire Wars and all that kind of stuff. 2 TCs going up for our Bohemian. A third going up for Hera. Oh, look at that. Will Sakuma discover it now? Hera scouting is the best in the game. The early game scouting is just absolutely epic. I mean, if you watch today's video with Hera, discovering that town center immediately, like literally the second it went down, that wasn't a fluke. That wasn't a stroke of luck. That was very much skill. Deke is a Canadian verb. Yeah, it's a hockey term. I guess I could say evade by going around, or evade by misleading in which direction he's going to. Oh yeah, Sakuma definitely the underdog in this matchup. Did he convert the... Huh? No, he didn't. Never mind. My gasp of surprise. Look at that. 2 monks! Hera, again, we see him putting his units on defensive stand. Or no attack stands. I'm assuming no defensive stand, but losing 2 monks there, that's gonna hurt. That's 200 gold just down the toilet. Oh, he hasn't picked a new team yet. MBL also, right? Hasn't picked a new team. That's interesting. Yeah, anyone who plays Hera is the automatic underdog. Who's kidding who? But it is our Bohemian. who's jutting out onto the map first. Yeah, Lemmy, I mean, I say this ad nauseum, is that I don't think anyone plays as much as Hera in the higher elo category. I'm sure there's like a lot of people who do play rather lots and lots of games, but Hera on the high level, every time I log in, 4 times out of 5 in the daytime, Hera is playing. Now, of course, everyone's like entitled to breaks and vacations and pauses and stuff, but he is just, not only does he play frequently in terms of like number of days per week, oh my goodness, but the length of his streams are also ridiculously long. So yeah, he's just honing his skills all the time. By the way, getting that light cap convert is pretty epic, even though he ended up losing that scout. Doesn't really matter. The monk, I mean. MBL is vaguely associated with Wii Sports. Yeah, I think he joined them for the Desert Cup, right? Mysterio, perhaps? That's also fair. I struggle to watch Mysterio just because he streams on that Douyu app. And it just, even with Google Translate, it's a very distracting app. I don't know what to do with it. So it's a bit hard for me to watch. But he's also live a lot. That being said, I think Hera probably a lot more than Mysterio still. Even though Mysterio does play a lot, Hera plays a lot. Both players, 74, 75 villagers a pop. Army counts identical. The issue with the Gurjaras is that they're such a powerful counter civilization. The issue with the Bohemians is they're just such a powerful late game civilization. I'm really curious to see the direction these players are going to take. Again, like I said, Bohemian Spearman line units, they do 25% more damage, bonus damage. So instead of 22, it's 28 attack against cavalry. 28 HP bonus against your 80 HP is ridiculous. That being said, if you go too heavy on the pikemen, well, the Gurjara just pumps out chakrams out of ye old castle up here on the high ground. Deek, Duke, Juke. What is this, a tongue twister? Oh, 3 more monks bite the dust. Oh my goodness, for what? 1 pikeman? Ouch. Monastery down. Does he have a backup? Yeah, he does. For now, cavalry versus cavalry. I mean, the light cav, for all the good that it is, remember, it is a Gurjara mounted unit. So in Castle Age, they deal 30% more bonus damage. It doesn't really have any bonus damage against any of these units except the monk. Oh, another fantastic splat. Yeah, Inception, I try not to look at the scores unless I can feel the game is very one-sided, because I don't think Hera's ahead in this game. Even though Sakuma, I say that is House. He's a 10 population ahead. He's not too far behind going up to Imperial. He has, more importantly, map presence and control. But has he sussed out this very... he hasn't even explored this part of the map. Ooh, Doc, I'm glad he could find some use for that pancake emoji. Is that the story, Dylan? I'm glad she changed her mind as well. That is epic. More monk snipe, more monk snipe. I thought you for sure gonna go after these monks. Oh, runs right by them. Hera, by the way, discovers that there is a castle here. We're going crossbows, chemistry, padded archer armor, economic upgrades for our Gurjara who... Okay, there's Kshatriyas. You're definitely going to need Chatrius if you're going to be going Hussars. Or, to be fair, light cab of any kind. Cheapest ones in the game, I believe, with that upgrade. Avoiding chemistry balls is our Gurjara. Oh, did he kill more of his own units there? 25% self-owns. But 4 town centers to 4 town centers. Civilian population. Hera is actually ahead 5 villagers. Even though he's down army count. He's down army count, but the army Sakuma has can't really do too much immediate damage. Both players in Imperial. What are we doing here? Chemistry. 3 more monks for Hera. Crossbows and bombard cannons for our Bohemian. All right, ballistics for the win there as he picks off a scout and maybe a monk. Oh my goodness. Speaking of only Hera and his micro, my goodness, saving that monk with 5 HP. I don't know if you noticed that, but he was moving up and down, up and down, up and down with that one monk. But look at this. Hera with a sneaky castle to the south. Our Bohemian, he's not going to have any idea that castle is there. Very high ground castle is going to take a while for bombard cannons to knock down. By the way, to answer my earlier question, that's Morning Guy's Problems from the Seinfeld episode, The Glasses. Is that where George gets the women's glasses after losing his in the rec center? I can't remember that quote. Oh my goodness, I feel like I need to rewatch the entire Seinfeld show right now. Although no excuse really needed to want to watch that show from beginning to end. Bombard cannons pretending they're Portuguese and hitting moving targets. At the same time, our Gurjara moves out. This is the Hera specialty. You attack into me, you better make sure your flank is prepared because in come a whole bunch of light cap. +1 attack, fully armored. And this is what a Hera is amazing at. While you're attacking him in the front, he just stalls you and he guts your economy a little bit. A little bit, then he repels the attack and all of a sudden you're like, hey, wait a second, where did 30 of my villagers go? And he's in a much better position than you are. But so far he split his unit into 3 groups. One group on the right does get killed, second group will die, third group chasing and chased away by halberdiers. You come back to Jerry wearing his prescription swimming goggles. Yeah. That was a fantastic episode. Up 3-1-2. Welcome. Okay, so Hera's side attack has not gotten the damage he wished it to. Only has 3 villager kills. But he's preparing the next group. He's got 9, going up to 19. All right, they're just going to rush into here. He's going after the bombard cannon snipe. I don't know where the hell he thought he was going with this many arbalesters and halberdiers on the field. Has he started using this castle to the south? No. Has our Bohemian discovered it? No. Trying to grasp water. I can see that. That's one thing I really admire about pro players. You know, in the lower elo levels, when somebody presses you in the center, for example, there's a lot of panic and whatever, as there should be. It is a competitive game. Pro players just kind of expand outwards, like one of those stress toys that you get that you squeeze. The best thing that happened in free TV in Australia was 24/7 Seinfeld channel. Man, Australia sounds like heaven. Heaven with drop bears. Ooh, my spearmen are better than your spearmen, says our Bohemian. Tinkle, tinkle, tinkle. So both players have bombard cannons, 2 blue, 5 red. Hussars are finally here for our Gurjara. And Hera plus Hussars equals you better kill him fast, otherwise he's just gonna slice and dice your economy. Did Red discover? He is discovering in the worst way possible. Looks like he lost so many villagers. 6 villagers just died to that one castle. Very cocky placement. Let's see if the Hussars can get anything done here. Half of the Arbalesters are firing somewhere else. What do you do here? Do you save the villagers? Do you save the bombard cannons? Sakuma looks like his answer is I'll save a little bit of both. But that gives Hera an opportunity to bombard cannon the hell out of that army as well. Not too sure where that one scout is going. Maybe looking for villagers. Wasn't there a 24/7 AI Seinfeld channel on Twitch? Was there? Dowd Castle incoming. Let's find out. It's 30% away from being a Dowd Castle. I mean, this is one easy way to throw the game, Mr. Sakuma. Is to just have a bunch of your Arbalesters die. Oh, no. How does this happen so frequently against Hera, where the player just pushes in and the defense is just so overwhelmingly strong, the counter raids are there, and then your attack stalls out, and it takes a lot of perseverance to keep going with that attack. Although, wait a second, he's going to treb the castle to the south, which leaves the south completely open to raiding without any kind of HP loss. Channel 9. Let's see how long this castle lasts, as multiple balls are throwing themselves at it. From bombard cannons, from trebs. Army count Hera is ahead. Villager count Hera is ahead. But he's got to stop. There is a never-ending flow of units forward, except for these 2 trebs where, I guess, pardon me, 3 trebs. I thought we were done with the stacking issue. This is really silly. 2 trebs, literally one on top of the other. But the castle's down. Okay, I would not want to be a monk right now. I would not want to be a monk right now at all, as these Hussars are overwhelming the center position. And what the heck is our Bohemian going to do? He's actually plopped down a good number of infrastructure here in the center of the map, so even if Hera does want to press in, it is not going to be an easy point A to point B for him. And he's just lost a bunch of Hussars. Does he care? Look at Hera's resources. I mean, he's got more wood or more food. Pick one of them. Then Sakuma has everything. Oh my goodness. Spearmen are moving forward, and he's now down 20 villagers, but it has our Gurjara gone a little bit too heavy on the villagers. Score? What? What? I mean, he's being raided over here. This one might need a bit of an explanation here. What the heck? He's safe up north. He stopped the attack in the center. Did Hera have to use the bathroom? This must be a drop, yeah. Oh, that's a shame. Look at the situation right now. How epic is this? I mean, neither player really training their unique unit, although it looks like the spearmen are going to be made a little bit stronger against buildings here with arson. But map control, yeah, Jen, exactly. Going for our Bohemian. And Hera, to be honest, pressed into a corner, and we know what happens when players get pressed into a corner. Hera, as amazing as he is, no real exception. If your opponent controls the entire planet and the resources and the relics, although neither player really going for relics. I don't know what the long-term game plan here was for Hera. He needs to break out. He does have 2 trebs. They did manage to gun down the castle. But again, Sakuma just controlling everything here. He has another patch of gold to the back. He's now dropped down a second castle here to the front. Does he have any stone that he's mining? It doesn't look like it. No, 0 villagers on stone. All right, it is what it is. What can we do? Look at the economies. 5% apart. 4 conversions to 1. Not really playing a role. Oh my goodness. 34 buildings destroyed to 3. I'm trying to think defensively. I mean, this whole part is completely open to raiding. Hera does not have the stone for a castle. He can buy the stone. He's got a good number of trash resources. And I don't see... Oh, he is getting stone. Okay, so he doesn't even need to buy stone if he wants to place down a castle. But enough stone for just 1 more. And wow, okay. I mean, the first raid didn't really do much. It killed 3 villagers, but Sakuma has killed 32 to 13. Yeah. Well, Hera dropped out. Which means we need to drop into another game, and bear with me as I load it. That was a bit of an odd conclusion. An odd conclusion to a nice, big trash worry game that was developing. That's unfortunate. Ooh, let's see. This is going to be a... You want to talk about underdogs. This is going to be fun just because of who's playing. But bear with me. Let's, as I just load it up. All right. So in the blue, it's not Hera. It's actually YouPudding. The player who created the Don John Sicilian push that everybody on planet Earth was loving for a little while until Red Phosphoru came along and stole his thunder. Hera playing as the Hindustanis in red at the top. So again, speaking of underdog games, I believe YouPudding is probably significantly lower HP than Hera. And he's playing as the Mayans. So let's see what kind of game plan he has to take on the GOAT, who is going to be paying a little bit less for his villagers as the Hindustanis. Let's take a look at the resources. Let's take a look at the attack path because it looks pretty damn open here with the exception of 1 small forest for our Mayan. Hera does have 3 rear-facing forests, gold to the back. Go stone off to the side. Extra resources in the forward position, as are his deer. Has he seen the deer? No, not yet. So he's going to discover them right as he discovers this 4 patch of gold. And where's his 3rd? Off to the back. And his... Yeah, so on the whole, a pretty open base here for a Hindustani. Not really easy to wall off the forward portion if you want to take those berries, which I'm assuming he will. Yeah, that is quite the elo difference. YouPudding, stone on the attack path, gold not nice and secure to the back, extra stone off to the right. And where's his extra gold? Very exposed forward stone, additional stone nearby, not bad. I'm assuming he's going to wall off, but eventually can get to there fairly easily. And his flank is completely exposed, the right flank of his base. So it will be interesting to see who aggresses into who. Neither player really wondering or considering of that at the moment, as they are both continuing to push their gazelles. Sorry, I need to reload my YouTube app. You like the Hindustanis in this? I mean, I really like the Mayans. I love the idea of a very fast foot archer. 100 HP eagles. Abdurrahman, how are you? Thank you so much for joining in the middle of the night. He is continuing to push more and more of these gazelles. Is he going to push 2 of them? That sometimes happens. It sometimes happens, but Hera, YouPudding rather, is not getting distracted here. Or is he? Look at this. He is going to try to get both. Oh, never mind. You got to catch this one before it goes back. Kill it quickly. Okay, so he almost got it. Almost got both of them at the same time, but what a fantastic savings in time and micro for YouPudding here. No fewer than 7 bows and arrows pointed right at your face. Yeah, the deer's asking for it. Yeah, I'm glad you could catch us, Gaston. That was a very sick little maneuver there by YouPudding. It was super gen. The only good side of that, I guess, is that your cat is sleeping on your foot, which is very adorable. Now Hera spawning here probably assumes his opponent is here, which is why he might be going a bit of a loop-de-loop. Now I think Hera is, well, what's the expression? Oh, pardon me. Once burned, twice shy. Now he's exploring other parts of the map first. My apologies. Oh my goodness, I got confused by the colors. That's YouPudding. Never mind. Hera is going straight down because he thinks his opponent is here, but en route discovers the bushes, discovers the barracks, and now knows. YouPudding, I don't know why he's going on a bit of a weird kind of angled attack path, what he's looking for. Alucard Official, hello, hello. Thanks for joining on Twitch. Good Bambi. Richard, you think Hera's gonna win? I would probably say the safer bet. Nice to see you. Oh, he's sitting on your lap and drooling everywhere. Got it, got it. I thought he fell asleep on your foot. Cute but disgusting. Oh. Pardon me, I'm just going to mute my microphone for a second as I take a swill of water. Or is it swig of water? Swill of water? Swig of water? I think swig. Scouts engaging in a little bit of a poking situation here as Hera brings in a third. Training a fourth. Sip is so boring though. First time seeing Hera's red. Yeah, that's why I got confused with YouPudding. Scouts move in, get punished, not at all, and go straight for the villagers. I'll get the hell out of the way. The rescue force is stuck on the other side of the map. YouPudding might actually get a kill here with an archer unit. Maybe not. Oh, it might be Hera who gets the first kill. He does, the Eagle Scout, and then the archer. And no doubt the Spearman is going to join them in hell very soon. But on the way out, Hera gets a third kill. So, okay. For 12 minutes, very peaceful little game. And then all of a sudden, our Mayan just loses 4 units in exchange for nothing. Mines are good early castle, but late game Hindustani hand cannoneer OP. Pardon me, I don't know why I'm coughing. Or why I'm not muting my coughs. I'm sorry, that's disgusting. To be fair, plumed archers with 65 HP, elite, with their speed and mobility, I don't know if Shatagni hand cannoneers can even deal with them. Because they'll fire once with their terrible 75% accuracy, and then the plumes close in. I don't know. I'm very curious to see this Civ matchup in the late game. I don't think it's as one-sided, Derek. Oh, that's just, of course, my opinion. And that's also assuming 100 HP Eldorado Eagle, which also can close on hand cannoneers like nobody's business. Mayan privilege. That's funny, Dylan. I mean, the Mayans have one of the best economic bonuses, no? All of their resources last 15% longer. But I do want to see I do want to see Shitagni hand cannoneers with Hera here. The Hindustani have, let's call it 1.5 unique units. The first one is the Gulam. Is basically like a mini Huskarl. It's a very fast-moving unit with an attack bonus against archers, who does blast damage or trample damage, whatever you want to call it. By the way, amazing trample damage. I think it's a 1-tile radius, which is ridiculous for blast damage. And then they have the Imperial Camel Rider, which I don't know if that's considered a unique unit or a regional unit. It might be a unique regional unit, much like elephants are regional units. Now, plumed archers against Gulam or Gelman is, I think, the plural of it. That would be interesting because the plumed archer absolutely wrecks the Huskarl because it's so much faster. But the Gulam is a lot faster than the plumed archer, so I'm assuming the plumed archer shits the bed because the base attack of a 5 is not great. It's mainly relying on its speed, which the Gulam nullifies, and then its HP, which is not bad at all, but the Gulam does, I think, do bonus attack against archer units, so kind of gets rid of both of the selling points of the plumed archer. That being said, all of this stuff, I mean, people always comment on my videos, oh, you should have done this, you should have done that, this Civ does that. At the end of the day, it really just depends on the players and how they use it. How many times have we seen Britons beating Goths, or... I mean, there's easier examples, but like an archer civ beating a counter archer civ, or an infantry civ being an anti-infantry civ. A lot of it, the majority of it, depends on the players and how quickly they can outmaneuver their opponent economically and militarily, as opposed to the exact unique unit. Sometimes it's a very clear civ win, but even civ wins, you need to build the specific build order that gives you the civ win. So I don't know. I don't know how much I buy into, like, not that anyone in the chat is saying the opposite. I'm just kind of rambling off the top of my head about why I don't like the idea of civ wins in this game. That's what they call the Mayan units being cheap and their eco so good. Got it. Mayans versus Goths, who wins? Mayans 9 times out of 10 in the games that I've seen. I think I've casted like 5 games of just Mr. Yo playing Mayans versus Goths, and every single time he just wrecks the Huskarl with that plumed archer attack bonus. Oh, I missed somebody following on Twitch. Say hello so I can say hi back. Huskarl's an amazing unit, but the plumed archer does have an attack bonus against infantry, and it's much faster than the Huskarl. And even hand cannoneers, like I said earlier, against the 100 HP eagle. I think I've seen Mr. Yo take down hand cannoneers with Eldorado eagles. Richard, my day has been absolutely fantastic. It doesn't have to be more than +1. The movement speed and the ability to kite is really... It just means 1 less volley at the end of the day. Instead of like 9 volleys, you need 8, or instead of 12, you need 11. Lion joins in on the action, chasing those skirmishers. All in eagles, you think? Definitely looks like it with 14 on the menu. And remember, in 16 seconds, these eagles, even though they're scouts, they're going to start coming with attack bonuses. Right now, it's all 0-0-0s. In 3, 2, 1, look at it now. Boom, 1, 2. And 2's not a lot, except this scout only has 65 HP. Luckily for Hera, he had bloodlines. That being said, like, I can only speak to the games that I've seen and watched, right? I mean, I'm assuming there's a lot of stats out there on Goth versus Mayan and Mayan versus Goth. I'm assuming one win rate Actually, the win rate should be pretty public. I forget what website it is, but there's definitely a website that you can see each civ's win rate against the other civs. I can only really speak to the games that I've seen at the high level. And in the high level, man, oh man, especially in the hands of Mr. Yo, do the Mayans absolutely wreck a lot of civilizations that you'd think on paper would counter them. Including, like I said, Chattagny hand cannoneers. Eagles are in 3 different locations, 1 villager kill apiece, so they're not getting that much damage done. Despite being everywhere, despite being warriors with 4 pierce armor, Hera's pretty much walled himself in perfectly against melee units. His resources are all walled in, and the ones that aren't walled in have town centers to protect them. So this is a issue here for our Mayan. Hera will go Hussars guaranteed. Yeah, I mean, that's just a given. Any civ that has Hussars, it's like a moth to a flame. Will he get the conversion? Definitely seems like he'll get one of these. He got both. Oh, Hera in red. Again, I don't know what the game plan here is for our Mayan because all of the resources are walled in. He's getting no damage done. He's got 1 villager kill in exchange for what, 15 eagles? But he's got a siege workshop follow-up. That's gonna bust down. Unfortunately, it's here. If the siege workshop was here, might be a little different story. Hera doesn't have any knights. Oh, he's going pure light cav right now. I wonder what he's saving all this wood up for. This 700 wood that he's got. He's definitely saving up stone for a castle. Maybe he's gonna sell the wood, whereas YouPudding is buying the wood. Another conversion. And these eagles are just running around. Is it the Mayans that have the whip sword? No, you're thinking Urumi swordsman from the Dravidians. Hera once beat Viper with Ethiopian Hussar in 2020. Yeah, Doc, exactly, the Dravidians. The Urumi swordsman, by the way, is also a ridiculous unit. Charge attack, trample damage, ignoring armor. Okay, there you go. There's your attack bonuses. And eagles can be masked because of their cheap food cost. You don't need that many villagers. YouPudding with only 10 on food is training 8 eagles at a time. He loses another one to a conversion. Yeah, Hera very much preferring the light cav this game. He does, like I said, he's saving wood for something. Stone for a castle, wood, I don't know for what. I was thinking maybe initially a few extra TCs to economically boom, but yeah, now the castle's up. Now it's even worse news for our eagle. I'm assuming Gulams, yeah, 1 Gulam already on the way. And if I'm not mistaken, Gulams also still come with an attack bonus against eagles, which most infantry does. Radu, hello, hello. You are correct, they do not get knights. They get camels. Although we are very far from Imperial camels, unfortunately, as cool as they are. Pop one of these Gelman out so I can see if I was right about the 1 tile blast damage. Okay. See, if YouPudding had done this maybe 5 minutes ago, he could have gotten some damage done. Eagle +2. Yeah, blast with 1 whole tile. You gotta love it. And Archer +5 compared to the Huskarls, I think +6. More eagles are coming in. Their upgrades are not great either. They're only at a +1/+1. Now our Hindustani is going to have Squire, so these Gelman are going to be even more quick on their feet. Yeah, I mean, kudos to YouPudding for putting on the aggression here. And kudos to him for kind of going off the back of one town center, even though he was continually adding villagers. So, I don't know. I love that Hera's sending the two traitors to the rear of the Mayan base to attack here. But kudos to YouPudding for trying. But again, Hera against melee units, he was walled in with the lumber, walled in with the gold, walled in with the wood. Two town centers were up. The second YouPudding saw these town centers and the wall offs, he should have tried something else. I don't know if it would still be putting the siege workshop here and attacking with eagles, or if it's pivoting to plumed archers. Didn't look like he was very interested in stone right up until the end. So I'm not too sure what he could have done differently, but what he did not work. 2 to 3, and then I think a little bit goes up by 1, if I'm not mistaken, when they could become elite. But the camels, yeah, they're going to suck against eagles just because they attack slow. Their attack is low, and they have 0 base armor. PKPM for YouPudding, 11 minutes in for Hera. Similar time. So right around the time we started getting our first kills. And let's see. Gold going to our Mayan. I mean, look at the difference in gold. This is why Hera didn't care about going light cavalry. Holy moly. He did not care about gold at all. Stone he cared about. Food he cared about. Wood, pretty much identical. 8 conversions out of 80 is 10% of the Mayan army became Hindustani. And at the end of the day, for all those eagles who are running around here, they only get 17 kills. And a lot of that was at the end as Hera was defending against the ram push. Those eagles were just running around killing villagers. But before that, it wasn't that great of a vill kill number. There was a poll, not sure, versus Inca's game between Hera and J-Jack in King of the Desert 5. Hera lost 200 vills, Castle H, Light Cav, still won. Dylan, we saw a game like that, I think, a few days ago, where Hera lost 100 more villagers than his opponent and still ended up winning the game. It was just a bonkers game. Like, Hera's gameplay is next level. But YouPudding tried something, it didn't work. But kudos to him for trying. And let's move on to the next game. What do you even make as Mayans in late game versus Hindustani? You gotta go El Dorado Eagles. I can't see. I don't think you can do like a meme build where it's just like one unit. I think you need a composition. But I say that I'm a huge fan of El Dorado Eagles. I always want to see them. All right, we got another Mr. Yo game. Super Jen, I hope you're here. Just bear with me as I get it all set up, and away we go. Can you imagine as the Mayan, if you actually did get redemption? They don't get redemption, but if you did and you converted a stable and you started training Shalot warriors, and then you force Hera, who had no gold, to try to get gold. All right. Mr. Yo also this time playing in blue as the Georgians. Okay. I'm assuming we're going to get to see Manaspas playing against the Romans. Okay. I can't say I've seen Hera play the Romans a lot. I don't think I've seen him play it very often. Ryan, thank you so much for joining. It was nice to catch you live. Yeah, Chautauqua is a very difficult thing to deal with. That's why the 100 HP Eagles are the key, I think. Any other Eagle Warrior Elite with 60 HP would be shredded. Because what Chautauqua does, if I'm not mistaken, it gives you an extra fire against whatever unit is attacking you because of the 2 extra tiles. Because they attack so slowly, hand cannoneers. But when you have 9 tiles of range, they can attack twice before the unit closes. Which is why you need that El Dorado 40 extra HP. Because number one, the Eagle Warrior's armor is what, 8? Unless you're talking about the Incan one. So 17 minus 8. They do 9 damage, a hand cannoneer, to an eagle warrior. Fully upgraded. So if you have 40 extra HP, you can technically tank 4.5 more shots. Mark, Shalot warriors are the unique cavalry unit of the Meso civilizations. The Incas and the Aztecs get redemption, so they can convert stables. And if they can convert a stable, you can't build elephants or camels or knights, but you can build... It's basically a jaguar warrior on a horse. It's like 100 HP. You can upgrade its attack, but that's, I think, the only thing you can upgrade. You can't get, like, bloodlines and stuff like that, husbandry. What is the Roman curse? I don't know, Doc. What's the Roman curse? Yeah, Abdurrahman, they absolutely do not play like us. Oh, Supergen, the Roman curse. Yeah, everyone talked a big game about the Romans when they first came out, how they would be way too OP, and then they kind of just like were normal. Wait a second. What's going on here? Another double pull? Push? Nah. Mysterio, you're not YouPudding. You can't get away with that kind of stuff. I'm a fan if you can't tell. 11, same age. I went through high school and uni with Hera stream in the background. Oh, nice. Didich. Plus 10 versus infantry. Yeah, hand cannoneers have a plus 10 attack bonus against infantry units. Yeah, Shalot warrior is basically a knight. Rusty, what do you mean by 19? Oh, yeah. So, no, yeah, you're right. My apologies. I forgot. Yeah, my bad. I forgot to take the 10. So it's a 17 minus an 8 is a 9 and then a 10. Yeah, you're right. 19. So in fact, the 40 extra HP does allow them to tank 2 extra shots. And by the time they close in, Eagle attacks on a what? A 2-second delay? I think it should clear out. I think 1v1 or like 10 versus 10 Eldorado Eagles do beat out Chattagny hand cannoneers. I think the Incas probably don't, and the Aztecs probably don't. But I think the 40 extra HP. Oh, Rusty, that's what you meant? Got it. Yeah, sorry, you and Sahas got the same point. You think mine should have slingers to deal with anti-archer infantry? I love the slinger unit. Slingers are insane. Slinger gives you basically the same attack bonus as a hand cannoneer, but in the Castle Age. And you can train it out of a archery range without needing chemistry, for example. It's not a unique unit. Oh my goodness, Mr. Yo, the Georgian rips a villager. Slingers are a very cool unit if you're going up against infantry. And look at this, Mr. Yo traps Hera. But is he going to trap him here on the right? What was the point of that if you just can't... oh, he deletes it, follows up with it, and Hera gets a villager, or rather Mr. Yo gets a villager kill, but Hera ultimately does trap and kill that scout. Do I think if Janissary had the same attack bonus? Ooh. It's already... I think the stats are better. I think it would be very OP. But again, I think the Janissary suffers from the same... I don't think it's a flaw, but I think it's a weakness. In that, number one, it fires very slowly, and if it's on its own, it's very easy to counter. Hand cannoneers, in my opinion, should never be on their own. Unless, like, the situation requires it. You know, you've, like, destroyed your opponent, and you've got a lot of food and gold in the bank. Then you make hand cannoneers, and you don't stop making hand cannoneers. But hand cannoneers on their own, they just get swamped so easily because they fire so slowly. Maybe the Portuguese have a slight advantage with the bullets reaching your unit faster, but I don't know. I just feel like I've seen so many players lose massive amounts of hand cannoneers when they just play hand cannoneers. Eldorado Eagles are real strong. Yeah, I mean, it's my favorite of the three Meso Eagles. I don't even, you guys need to say Meso Eagles. It's the favorite of my three Eagles. Although the freaking Aztec one with a +4 attack is ridiculous as well. Attacking on a 17. It's an infantry unit that attacks like a hand cannoneer. And a villager snipe for Hera. He gets revenge as he corners her, kills her, and then runs the hell away. Oh my goodness. Hot on his tail, though. We've got a few Georgian scouts. Remember, they regenerate HP. So they can take this fight all the live long day as long as they want to. Ooh. Will Mr. Yo chase in? Well, never mind. Chase into nothing. Yeah, plumed archers do come with that bonus against infantry, although it's not like Sahas was saying on YouTube. It's just a small bonus, but when you combine it with their speed, it works wonders. It's one of those things in Age of Empires where on paper it seems like one way, but in reality, the way pro players use them. And of course, I'm only speaking about pro players. I'm not talking about any other Elo, and only the games that I've seen, really. And this is the beauty of the Georgians. You can run in, you can try to snipe, you can take damage to your scout, and then you can just get the hell out of there. There we go. Just get the hell out. And slowly regenerate. 5 HP here, 5 HP there. In a few minutes, he'll be at half health. Just a beautiful, beautiful feature. But okay, wait a second. I say that, oh, look at that. Beautiful. Mr. Yo with the masterful micro. Yeah, plumed archers are one of those units where you have to micro them perfectly. Otherwise, yeah, they're just like every other archer unit. Hera traps Mr. Yo. Mistake. Oh no, Jen, you're counting my mistakes. I'm already probably at like 50 by now. I've caught myself with like 1,000 mistakes. You feel like the Georgians should be buffed? The healing of cavalry should change to 10, 15, 20 in feudal. Ooh, that is a risky buff. I feel like the Georgians are already so powerful. And the other day we saw Georgian cav archers, which also get that healing factor, the Wolverine factor. So Mr. Yo will just send this scout, for example, to look for relics. And by the time he's done, he's going to have full health again. And then you just throw him into the fight. Super cool feature. Georgians 47% win rate, Romans 52. Yeah, Doc, you've got a couple as well. It's a drinking game, you know? The healing... Okay, so Jake, you're saying the healing should be nerfed altogether. Miguel with a hot take. If you lose to a Georgian player, you should not lose Elo points. That's funny. The Manaspa has no right to be as powerful as it is. I get what the developers did by lowering its HP. But you still gave it Boyar level armor. You still made it a Teutonic Knight. Even though it does have, what, a double digit? Most games has double digit HP. Healing in feudal is a little ridiculous. There's only one other healing factor, if I'm not mistaken, and that is the Pole Villager, right? What other unit heals in feudal age? I'm trying to think. Somebody in the chat, let me know if there's any other ones. I can only think of the Pole Villager. And obviously not anything that can garrison inside a TC, for example. Because Berserkers are the only one I can think of. But they're a Castle Age unit. You swill tea every mistake. You must be full of 5 liters of tea by now. Oh yeah, Manaspas are cheaper than Knights. A hero on a hyper-random Bengali ships. Manaspas are ludicrously cheap. Fair enough. See, that's why I love the chat. Because as much as I want to know as much as I can about this game, I mean... I wonder if there's anyone out there, including like pro players like the Viper or Hera, including Spirit of the Law, including other casters who know everything about this game. Like literally everything about this game. Every number, every stat. Yeah, isn't that ridiculous that it costs the same gold as a frickin' archer unit? Isn't that just an absolute ridiculous? Kyle. The monk? One of the battle elephants can heal. Yeah, I meant in feudal age. In feudal age, unless you figured out a way to get elephants in feudal age, which would just, I mean, I'll sign up for that civilization any day of the week. T West. Yeah, fair enough. Look, a lot of casters are also like mathematicians and engineers and, like I say, people who are more brainy than I am, but Jordan should have a tech like Huns so you can make Manaspa unstable. Sahas, you just want to make the Georgians absolutely the strongest civilization in the game. I mean, at that point, who's going to be able to stop if you can train Manaspas out of a stable? Wacky Chan, hello, hello. Hera was complaining this game about the scout healing mechanic. I believe it. It's a ridiculous mechanic. You just keep your units around for so much more. It means you have to replenish them less, spend fewer resources. Both players in Castle Age. Both players looking like they're upgrading their mounted units. And our Georgian, I said it earlier, triple archery range. Cav archers do regenerate HP just like everyone else on a horse. He made Tetris run in AoE. Miguel, they already are the strongest civs. Yeah, Rusty, exactly. The metrics on the Manaspa are just way too powerful. And there's a viewer on YouTube who's recommending that they be trained out of the stables like the Hunnic Marauders or the Gothic Anarchy upgrade. That would just be way too much. First there was Spirit of the Law, now there's Isaac Practitioner of the Law. All right. I like that, Super Gen. Thank you. And they should deal 10 bonus damage to infantry like Aditya. Now you guys are now just coming up with way too funny recommendations. Now I wonder if what you could do is, you know how the Ethiopians have royal heirs where their shotels and their camels take less damage from mounted units. I wonder if there's a way you can have that for just specifically the Georgians. There will be some civilization or some technology that takes 3 less damage from a Manaspa. Jen, I can see you like throwing down a smoke bomb. And just my work here is done. Psst. And then disappearing like a Batman episode. Monsieur moves in, does not see the TC just yet. Hera going up to a 4th town center. Monsieur on 2. He's down 10 villagers, never mind 3. What kind of damage can he get done here? Because Hera's army is non-existent. This is all he has. These 4 light cav and these 2 monks. This 1 monk. These 0 monks. He's gonna keep going after the monk? No, he's going after the villagers. Loses to a conversion, but uh-oh. Okay, like, I don't think Monsieur needed to run these cavalry units right 0 tiles away from these, yeah, an anti-Georgian civ. Kind of like, you know, the cataphracts have anti-cavalry bonus armor. Do something like that, but for, like, specifically the Manaspa. Do we think Spanish are OP? Spanish are also very strong. They have a lot of complete tech trees, which makes them dangerous. Plus, I mean, supremacy is just a ridiculous... I mean, you can talk all you want about the Flemish Revolution, but supremacy is 80 HP villagers that attack on a 9 with, what is it, 3-4 armor? And then add in sappers. Those villagers can eat, like Celt eat TC. The Spanish villager eat everything. What do I think about the Mongols? They're good. I'm not such a big Mongol stan as everyone else. I was until the Magyar Hussar came out and then had a much better attack bonus against siege units and was a trash unit. I think they're a powerful civilization. I love the laming. I mean, you just get your siege workshop up and running, and all of a sudden, a big fat Roman castle. Now, to be fair, Hera probably has one of the best defenses against cav archer play. A scorpion with ballistics and 1 minimum range that costs only 30 gold. Remember, you don't need to research and upgrade to make these cheaper. They automatically come cheaper. But you need ballistics. I mean, look at this. He's just plowing through these cav archers. Oh my goodness. Bit of a weird play here out of Hera not to repair these. Like I said, probably the best scorpion defense here against this kind of cav archer play. Although by staying at home, Mysterio is free to start gathering relics. He's already up to 1. He's getting a second, maybe third somewhere out on the map. No, it looks like the other 2 still are unclaimed. Actually, no, never mind. That means there is one heading towards his... No, never mind as well. He's just got 1 monk. Oh, and then you think you counter, and then a mangonel shows up. What are the Romans even good at? You feel like they're a slow civ that can get countered by more mobile? Absolutely. They're good at infantry pushes. They're like an amazing infantry civilization. Plus with committed tensies where you train your nightline units, your infantry, and your centurion unit 50% faster. They can pack a punch. Plus their scorpion is ridiculous. Like I said, with ballistas, it fires even faster. The only problem with Romans is, as much as I love to see legionary, pro players very rarely add in a centurion. It's such an annoying pet peeve that I have, or a pet peeve of an annoying thing, that the pro players never throw in a freaking centurion. Romans are probably like good at charging in at like early castle age. Mark, I am a lawyer in real life. Fortified churches are OP. I think this structure needs to be nerfed. The only downside of this structure right now is that it costs what, 25 more wood than a monastery? Only 25 more wood. I think its cost needs to be increased or its effectiveness reduced. By the way, how many fortified churches does Mysterio have? He's got 4 of them. Remember, within an 8-tile radius, villagers all work 10% faster. So his economy's on steroids right now. Pro players will start using them once a player wins a big tournament. Dylan, I am in real estate. Churches requiring stone is an interesting nerf. I would agree to that. Ouch. Ooh, it might be the day. So far, Hera is being kept at bay by these mangonels, so he needs to train some counter mangonel units here as another castle moves forward. Mysterio's killed 15 villagers to 2. Hera's lost 44 units. Yeah, Gaston, I think the fortified church only costs, and he just lost 3 more. I think a fortified church is only 200 wood, if I'm not mistaken. John, we are still here. John, we've actually been live streaming non-stop for the last 3 days. What? I thought something was a little wonky about that hit. Whoa. What is that weird animation? 1 second. I feel like he overshot the mark, and yet they all still died. Oh, because there's one that hit right in the center, this puff of air here from the center. Oh, what a fantastic shot there out of Mysterio. You get in legal trouble undoubtedly soon. Can you imagine my defense is try to bribe the judge with Age of Empires? Well, that was a fun game. Mysterio taking it. Like I said, we've been seeing more and more Georgian mounted ranged units. I mean, I could have just said Cav Archer. But okay, there you go. That was a fairly fast game, yeah. Well, Super Gen. GG with a celebration emoticon. Indeed, Mysterio crushing it this game. And again with the regenerating HP, 10 HP per minute now in Castle Age Cav Archer. I don't know. The Georgians, they're OP with Manaspas. They're OP with Cav Archers. The Fortified Church is a ridiculous structure. He's still got 4 of them. But that's enough. He's roiding up the Stone Miners, the Lumberjacks, the Farmers, the Gold Miners. Ooh, I don't think he reaches these Gold Miners, though. I think it's 2 tiles out of here, which is pretty much, I guess, these 3 villagers. All right. Economy's not too dissimilar, about 10% apart. 1 conversion, 4 raisings to 2, but overall the kill count, I think Hera just couldn't withstand, now that the Mangonel is here. As much as the Scorpion, he still didn't have ballistics on his Scorpions. Fair enough, it's not a cheap upgrade, ballistics, 300 wood, 175 gold, especially when you're already being pressed into by Mysterio and you need every single bit of wood. It looks like Hera has the resources for Imperial, does have the wood for the upgrade too. But at the end of the day, our Georgian just sets up shop in the center of the map. And unlike the last game with YouPudding, where those Eagles couldn't do any damage, I mean, these Cav Archers can run everywhere, right? They can attack you from here. They can attack you from, oh, definitely from here on the right side. They can run in over here. They can run in over here, try to bust their way in. They can even park themselves here. I mean, look at how exposed these villagers are. This is the difference between attacking into Hera with ranged and versus melee. I guess the secret, if you want to take Hera down, is attack with ranged units. Why didn't he go spears and feudal? No idea. John, we were hiding from you. Just kidding. Hera was angry about the cavalry healing mechanic. I mean, who wouldn't be angry about that? He kept those scouts alive long after he had any real, long after they should have been, gone. All right, let's see. This is a different player here. Bear with me. Oh, pardon me. Is Hera in red again? 1 second. Yeah, I had to do a double take. Sorry, Capture Age for some reason never changes the names of the players when you change them, so I have to like retype. Otherwise, you'd think this was a game between Hera and Mysterio again. All right. Fun fact, Joseph Stalin was Georgian. He was. His last name was Jugashvili. All right. You think the efficiency bonus from the fortified church is too much? Yeah, I don't know. It's just such... The Armenians with their 40% better donkey cart technologies, the Georgians with their fortified churches. I don't know what the developers thought they were doing, but they made very powerful civilizations in their own right. Aw, John. I'm glad we could be here for you right now. All right, let's take a look as we've got Jiatong playing as the Armenians in blue at the 9 o'clock position, Hera at the 3 o'clock position as the Goths. Okay. Let's see if, let's see. I mean, it's, I'm assuming we're going to get to see Farader's champions out of our Armenian. Who's getting who? They look cool, though. All right, let's take a look at the map. Because I see both players have decent forest coverage. Attack path is pretty open. With the exception of these 2 neutral forests in the center. I mean, look at this. Look at the lemon bushes. Look at the lemon bushes here in the middle of frickin' nowhere. Forests in the back position for Jiatong, as well as his primary resources. Okay, nicely secured to the back. Hera's gold and stone also nice and secure to the back. Bushes also exposed, but I feel like Blue's bushes are a lot further ahead. Armenians are hamstrung by a lackluster tech tree like the Vikings. Japanese are, but nothing like that with the Georgians. Yeah. Georgians also have an amazing... The fact that they have siege onagers, they feel a few steps, I agree, ahead of the Armenians for sure. Fidanea, dude, following you. Good content. Nice. Thank you for becoming an awesome follower, and thank you for commenting. All right, let's see what our Goth will do. You got infantry spam versus, I mean, Farader's infantry is ridiculous. Svan towers are ridiculous as well. No, the Georgians are just stacked. The Georgians are definitely a stacked civilization. I mean, the fact that no one can win against Manaspas, unless you're going like Saracen Mamelukes, right? Or Kamayuks, or any counter cavalry unit. And now throw in the fact that I see game after game of Cav archers now kicking ass. Yeah, it's a tough civ to beat. The more we go over it, the more you realize they're just way too stacked. Ooh, Super Jan, bon appetit. John, you're waiting for the sign. I can't tell if that's an Ace of Base reference. To open up your eyes. You can make 5 good civs with the Georgian bonuses. Yeah. They are very stacked. Carlos, nice to see you live. What are you cooking tonight? Oh yeah, and don't forget, if you're talking about Georgians, how about frickin' Mahayana for your cavalry units, making them take up less population space? Isn't that insane? So yeah, you think Manaspas are overpowered? Why don't we add 15% more Manaspas to your army composition? Crazy, crazy civ. Armenian champion versus Goth champion, who will win? Hands down, Armenian champion. Goth champion does not even have the final armor upgrade. But luckily for the Goth, it's not really ever one-on-one. It's like 4 versus 1 or 3 versus 1. Yeah, Jiatong was the player who, I think they told me his name means something rude. Tonight it's burgers. Nice. You beat Goth champions with Ethiopian longswords? I'm not surprised. Like, the Goth champion is not designed to be a 1v1 unit. It is very much designed to have friends. Abdul Rahman, I think the Goths would win this if the game reaches Castle Age. Okay, okay. Let's see it. Fidanea, we are live, but the games were played either earlier today or yesterday. So the games are not live. So you don't have to wait for pauses and queuing and stuff, but we are watching it together live. Yeah, exactly, Carlos. The Poles not getting paladins. Not their cavalry also are missing the final armor upgrade. The Malay battle elephant. The developers always kind of give and take, right? So if they give you spamming, they take away power of a unit. Man, I love Twitch emojis. What are you cooking up in here? How many scouts? He's going up to 4 scouts as Hera. The Goth champion leaves the chat. Jiatong, good morning. Do Armenians have any infantry bonus? The Armenians have crazy infantry bonuses. The Armenians get infantry in age earlier. So they get champions and halberdiers in Castle Age. And then they can add 30 extra HP to all of those units, except those halberdiers and pikemen. And then they have a cool unique unit that ignores armor. So if we do get to see Huskarls, which I don't really think we're going to, I can't see why he would go Huskarls. That being said, never ever bet against the 35% discount. Never bet against that in Imperial Age. 35% discount across the board. And we're not talking about expensive battle elephants. No, we're talking infantry. Armenian champion will absolutely slaughter a Gothic champion. I think 1v1. Are we finally going to get the first kill of the game here? Jiatong gets one of Hera's villagers. 1v1, I would imagine a Farader's champion. But Hera gets revenge. Probably would still have half of its HP if it's fighting a Goth champion by the end of that fight. Oh, Prichnik with the villager commands. Dog, thank you so much. Yeah, Farader's 30 HP. By the way, remember, Farader's also applies to warrior priests, which are not terrible infantry units in their own right. They suck against light cab because they have I was gonna say priest, but it's monk armor. But aside from that, they're not a bad unit. Because I believe they can also come with triple digit HP, which for an infantry unit is ridiculous. An infantry unit, by the way, that can heal and carry relics. Although by Imperial Age, I'm assuming relics are not going to really be that big of an issue. Hera continuing to circle and swarm. Jiatong doing the exact same thing. Gets a second villager kill here. Hera backed away for a little while. I love when the pro players just click their armies like 20 tiles away, just so they can pivot back to their other screen, deal with it, and then bring their armies back here. But now he catches a villager. He's going to risk it. He's not going to give a shit about the spearman. He risks it. He gets it. 2 villager kills apiece. You know, some games I miss, like, a lot of the early game action because it's multi-sided and I miss one side over the other. This game, I'm actually catching quite a lot of it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Hera. Spearman for a scout. Not the end of the world. Jai Kumar, we may get to see it. We may get to see the Armenian champion. But exactly, the fact that the Goths have so many good infantry bonuses. Their barracks work 3 times faster than normal. So they got 5 barracks. They're pumping out units like it's 16 barracks. They're 35% cheaper in Imperial, and they can train the Huskarl out of there. Which means your castles and town centers are not really that safe. And their infantry come with a progressive attack bonus against buildings, so they just freaking eat buildings. I know there's whole, like, Celt eat TC, but holy shit, can a Goth eat TC. The old biscuit risk. You gotta risk it for the biscuit, man. And look at that, 6 kills each, 2 villager kills each. Now Armenian is back. Looks like he is going to hit Castle Age a little bit after Hera. Hera's already clicked up. He's about 30 or so seconds into it. And oh my goodness! Hera with the actual zookeeping manages to get in. Look at this. He's trying to bust out. He's not even worried about killing villagers. Or is he hunting for weak villagers? There are no weak villagers. Oh, he just noticed it's open. I didn't even notice it's open. Which is not saying much. But that was epic out of Hera. Fantastic lightning quick Viper style walling in of those scouts, and Jiatong for a second thought that he had no choice. And then realized, hey, wait a second. This is open. And then went that away. Both players heading up to castle. Let's see what internal. I love also, by the way, that the players more and more are starting to build their infrastructure inside. And that's staying a little bit more hidden from their opponents. Our Goth is going 2 archery ranges. Our Armenian also 2 archery ranges. So 2 infantry civilizations going 2 archery ranges. That should be fun to watch. Oh yeah, Celtic infantry is I mean, the Woad Raider is the second fastest. Until the Eagle came along, it was the fastest infantry unit. Just another day for Hera. Another day, another 3 scout kills. He must be going Cav Archer, right? I mean, what else are the archery ranges for? We've seen lately a number of Gothic Cav Archers. Yeah, he is going Cav Archers. Armenian, 24 seconds away. Is he expecting that? He didn't see the archery ranges. Viper used to play when the Gaia ruins weren't indeed in ruins. Oh, Pritchik, what does that mean? Hera lives for the... Oh, yeah. I'm sure a lot of these pro players live for moments like that. He's also going Cavalry Archer. Okay. So our bipedal infantry civilizations are both opting for mounted units. Oh, and the scouts? Are they going to see it? Amazing scouting out of our Armenian. Absolutely amazing. And he sees the Cav Archer coming out as well. Amazing. Jiatong, by the way, is completely walled in. So Hera's not going to get the same vision here as he... Although, wait a second. I think he did see it. Okay, so they both revealed their hands that they're going Cav Archers. Anything special about Goth and Armenian Cav Archers? Not really. Not that I can think of the top of my head. I mean, the Armenians, let's see. They get husbandry, they get bloodlines. The Goths, bloodlines and husbandry. Where's the old no thumb ring, no Parthian tactics for the Goths, no thumb ring, no Parthian tactics for the Armenians. And in terms of blacksmith upgrades, they get all 6, so they're pretty much on par with how shitty they are. Looks like he killed a tiger. Hera does not like the militia line unit. I didn't know that. Well, it kind of sucks that he got the Goths then. Oh, that it's been too long since the Viper did something like that. Fair enough. Viper's been busy taking care of his little idle villager. Jiatong, by the way, has added 2 more villager kills. Maybe he will add a 3rd here to make it 5. Yeah, true, Doc. That's a funny point. The Woad Raider still does do a power walking animation. Huskarls and Spearman line unit are very meta relevant, so you can do without champs. It's gonna be an uphill climb, I think, here for our Goth regardless. Just okay. Not if you outnumber your opponent 3-1 and your opponent doesn't realize you're attacking him for half the time. That was an absolute brutality out of our Goth. No relics apiece just yet. There are 3 neutral relics here in the center of the map. And then looks like everyone else has a relic near their base. 3 TCs to 3 TCs. Our Goth is ahead in 7 villagers, 4 army count. You think Hera's the best Alcatraz microer? Okay, Jiatong's back with a few more. He's going to have ballistics about 20 seconds ahead of Hera, so not really expecting that to be much of an issue. Kill the Ibex. Kill the Ibex. Yeah, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. I don't pretend to get it. You're going to need the high ground if you want to kill Tony the Tiger. Ouch. All right, now Hera's slamming into the side here. We're up to 3 archery ranges here. How many here? Still just the 2? Yep. Ouch, that Palisade fell real quick. Yikes. Nova Gaming, where the team picks random. The civs, you mean? Probably random. Lucas, hello. You missed my voice the way the wolf misses the moon. Uh-oh, Hera's inserted himself in here problematically. Jiatong brings back his Cav archers, but these Hera's losing a little bit more than his opponent. Yikes. Just has his army count reset, and he is now going skirmishers. 2 more archery ranges. He's starting to wall himself off. Is this the first time he's explored the rear part of his base? Can't be, right? He must be wondering what the hell is going on with all these trees. Is this even walled in or not? And now our Armenian noticing that he must have killed a good chunk of Hera's army is moving forward. Oh, he's going to discover a bunch of villagers. Elite skirmishers still light years away, as are any actual skirmishers moving slowly towards the battlefield here. Sandwiched. Hera deleted the gate. If only you could. But Dylan, doesn't killing the animals also reveal their position in the fog of war? Doesn't like the disappearing dot? Classic 3 skirmisher defense. Here we go. Hera wants to take a real battle now. His skirmishers are towing the line. He's going up to 5, 6, 7 of them. 8. And they will trade out quite well. They are at a +2 armor right now. So this is no way a good trade for Blue, who needs to bring his siege workshop. Okay, he's going Scorpion. Does have the resources for Mangonel if he wanted to. Oh, he's falling for it. Jiatong is falling for it. No. Not like this. Okay, finally gets rid of the distraction, brings a Scorpion and a very aggressive castle. How many villagers? Are you kidding me? 2 villagers to build that castle? That castle's not going up. Come on. 2 villagers? Okay, there we go. That's more reasonable. 12 more. 14 villagers. They're waiting. Patiently waiting. Just once? Fair enough. Oh my god, the knight pops out at the worst possible time for our Armenian. Oh, and a second villager dies. Not too sure you want to place your castle here now. You know where it might be a good place to put the castle? Right next to the stable. Block the ability. Put it next to the stable and then build a house. And then there's no way a knight will be able to pop out of that stable. But no, he's going in this position anyway. Oh, he cancels it. I thought he lost it for a second, but he canceled it. 4th town center for our Armenian. Why the hell not out in the middle of nowhere next to that gold? He's the one putting on the pressure. Hera's been on 4 TCs for a while. He's ahead 15 villagers, and he's going up to Imperial. Counter castle of his own. If only that outpost was up, he would have seen it. Now he sees it as it fires arrows at his villagers. Hey, Cav archers, get the hell out of the way. They're pivoting to the south. I'm not sure if this is high ground castle or not. I don't know where the tiles are here. Let's see. 4618. So it's taking 18 damage. Feels like it might be on the high ground. Cav archers picking off more villagers. Mangonels are going to try to get this DC. Good. Now you can move in with the Cav archers, actually. Because you know there's not going to be any villagers up there. It looks like to the north as well. 1 scout cavalry unit. Oh my goodness, we've got 1 warrior priest. We've got 4 composite bowmen on the way. They are hiding inside the castle. +2 attack on them. Okay. Okay. Let's see him make it work. TC is down, but does Hera care? He plopping down a 4th up here. 4th, by the way, that our Armenian has seen. And now has 2 TCs. He's a minute away. They're both going up to Imperial Age pretty much at the exact same time, 20 seconds apart. That's not even enough time to train a Treb. And Hera's entire army is skirmishers. I mean, if there was ever a clearer path to going champions, especially Armenian champions, now is the moment. Now is the time for our Jiatong to realize that he is facing a skirmisher army and pivot to some kind of militia line unit. Okay, he's getting supplies. He knows it. Champions kill all trash units, and 100 HP champions are, my goodness, absolutely bonkers. Hera Imperial, Hera Treb, Jiatong Imperial, Jiatong. Okay, just more composite bowmen. Now 2 Trebs. You think high ground doesn't affect building on building damage? It doesn't? I'm gonna look into that. What makes you say that, Lemmy? I thought everything, I thought there was like an exception to the rule with cliffs or something, with towers and cliffs, but... Goth only plays unique unit, nothing else? Oh, I don't even know that the Huskarl is gonna be that well here. Skirmisher plus hand cannoneer should hold. Well, I mean, the splits out of Hera here are absolutely ridiculous. If he transitions into something else, maybe? I think it's going to be a very hard hold for Hera regardless. Treb's definitely on the high ground. Hera's not even repairing this castle. He's got 0 villagers on stone, but he's got a good amount of stone. Oh, why are you fighting a counter unit uphill? Oh, there you go. Hera's not paying attention here now. Okay, so skirmisher count has been halved. Castle is down. Hera's in trouble. He's pivoting. Look at his food count. Look at his food count. He's gonna start raiding the economy or what? High ground does matter in building versus building. Okay, thank you, the goal. Cliffs, I think you do the bonus damage but don't receive less damage from the bottom or something. Yeah, Rusty, there's some weird rule that I'm forgetting about the cliffs in the game. Oh my goodness, there's Feriders. He is transitioning to 100 HP champions, and Hera's going trash. Oh my goodness, this is gonna have to be about maneuvering. Oh, Armenian castle down. Why is he retreating? How many Trebs does Hera have? He gunned down an entire castle with only 2 Trebs? That quickly? I guess it wasn't on the high ground. You vaguely remember seeing that. Lemmy, I'm gonna look into that. That's because I something about what you're saying is clicking, but I don't know if it's Cliff or not. Cliff's rule: up to down bonus, down to up no penalization nor bonus. Okay, thank you, Heavy Renaud. Hera certainly does love his frickin' light cav. The problem is there's a big army here. And skirmishers do trade out a little bit worse than usual against the composite bowmen that are fully attack upgraded. Oh my god, he spent money on the elite upgrade. What a waste of money. What a waste of money. Okay, I thought Hera was going to do side swipes with these units, but no. He's going full on. And there are the hand cannoneers that die as the castle falls again. It's got to be the bombard cannons that are adding in a little bit of a punch. Do composite bowmen kill Huskarls? That's I don't think so, but they definitely do ignore the armor of the Huskarl, and all that 10 pierce armor that they have mean absolutely nothing. 44 seconds away from champion, but Armenia needs more housing. He's stuck at 180, and here they come. Armor upgrades are shit. Attack upgrades are even worse. Gothic Hussars are here. Does Hera go Imp-Age Scouts when playing Teutons? Probably. They do have 2 extra melee armor for all the good that does. It's not the worst of the scout line units, if you can believe it. A Huskarl without armor is a cheap, weak swordsman. Exactly. You know the super cool thing about the composite bowmen, how gangster they are? They hold their bows sideways, and that's why their arrows don't arc. Every other archer unit, like the skirmisher, you see how the javelin arcs in the air? The composite bowman just goes straight at their opponent. It's so gangster. Super Jan, PB&J was nice, hit the spot. Huskarls do die to a composite bowman. I love it. Meat shield in the center, dead for both, and now Composite Bowman is free to take on Hand Cannoneer. And champions are going to come in here as well. Ay, ay, ay. What an absolute mess developing here in the center. Our Armenian finally has 200 population space. Remember, the Goths get 10 extra population in Imperial Age, so Hera can go up to 210 if he wanted to. Where the heck are you guys going? Oh, no jelly tonight? Supergen, you know where there's really good jelly? I don't know. Oh, you know what? I don't know if it's in the US, though. Dollar store. Somebody on Instagram recommended. And usually when things are recommended on Instagram, they turn out to be complete bullshit. But they recommended a dollar store jam. I believe an Egyptian jam. Strawberry. And I was like, okay, let me see if my dollar store has it. And they had it, and it was so freaking good. Oh, again, betrayed by the Palisade Gate. But look at the expert hands here from our Armenian. Look at this wall off. By the way, he's been pushed out from the front of Hera's base, and Hera is pressing in with 71 army supply. And he's inside the base with fully upgraded for the Goths. Hussars. Yeah, we were expecting that infantry span from the Goths. Let's see what's going on around here, because Hera looks like he might deny a castle going up to the rear. He's definitely denying some farming to the front. Does not catch a few extra villagers. In the center, he's setting up shop, getting rid of infrastructure, now starting to shell away at the town center. At the top, he might be losing out a lot of units here to the Composite Bowman, as our Goth now chooses a different angle of attack. Rusty, I am from Canada. Or as we call it, America's hat. Yeah, raspberry preserves. Oh, those are so good too. So Hera, gutting the old economy the way Hera likes to do with Hussars. Castle stopped for a little bit, but now it's going back up again. Now Hera's just attacking a farm while a champion attacks the horse's ass. 46 villager kills to 23, so literally double. And our Armenian has been dislodged from this position. Oh, but wait a second, here we go. And like I said, hand cannoneers, as awesome and cool and powerful as they are on their own, even against infantry, I don't know, just the lack of any good armor, the low HP. Rusty, where are you from, if you don't mind sharing? And a fellow Torontonian. Very nice hold. Jai Kumar, you on Hera's vision? He sees the castle here to the south. He's just ignoring it right now. You know, our Armenian, you do have stone walls. You are not the Goths. What are our odds of seeing perfusion? Unfortunately, not very high this game unless Hera makes another tech switch. Which he can. He's only missing one last armor upgrade for his infantry. Oh, you're only a few minutes out west in Vancouver? Okay. And just a short train ride away. If Minnesota was a country. Are these the troll Hera games for Monday? No. I think some of these were played earlier today. Some of them were played like a week ago. I've just been saving them up for a evening with Hera stream. But yesterday, was he doing trolls? I thought yesterday he was tryharding. Today he for sure was tryharding. Although I did avoid the majority of the stream just so I wouldn't spoil myself with these games. Army count. Our Armenian is making a lot happen. Where, by the way, even is his warrior priest? I think he just forgot he has this unit. And it's hiding behind the pulpit of the fortified church there. Hera will win. It certainly is looking like Hera's going to win. He's 70 population ahead. Point au Baril. Where is that, Choziro? That sounds very Brazilian. Or actually, no, it sounds very French. My apologies. Opposite Bowman, hello, why aren't you attacking? I mean, this is just a trash battle extraordinaire. And Jiatong is, again, he's down now more than 70 population. Here, actually, my apology. I keep saying my apologies. Hera's at 210 to 128. So he's ahead 80 population. And here we go. He's mixing hand cannons with Hussars. He's not doing his usual raiding beyond a few raids to the back. I think now he's just trying to clear up the front of the Armenian base. Over 1,000 little dudes have died for our entertainment. Oh, it's north of Toronto. I have never heard of that. Is that a city? Point au Baril? Or a park or a lake? What is that? A street name? Wow. I mean, for a while, things were getting a little dicey there for our Goth with our Armenian pressing in. I love the transition to champions. I love the transition to Hussars. But when you give Hera Hussars, this is not good. This is not good. This is not good. Yeah, none of it's good when you can get raided. And even though Jiatong did an amazing job with all the secondary structures he was plopping down here, the house, the barracks, all of it. Wow, Hera just uses that Goth spam ability. Although in this case, how many stables does he have? Oh my god, 20 stables. 83 villagers on food. 83 villagers on food. Holy, I mean, that's just crazy. Hera wins without using the Goth bonuses. I don't think he used a single unique tech. Maybe his hunters, of course. It's natural that your hunters are a little bit stronger, so you use them. But yeah, I don't think he used any infantry. Ouch. He just held the line. I mean, for a while, it looked very scary with champions streaming down here, but Hera did, like he always seems to do this. When you're attacking right into his dead center, he sends a group of raiders to your base, and then your attack just falters and stalls out. And even though he killed, where was it? Somewhere here, the castle. It's been so long. And he had his 2 castles up. Somehow he still lost that position. Hera's just so freaking fantastic at holding. Let's do one more game and then we'll call it an evening. Actually, wait, let's look at, I didn't look at the stats. Champions to Hussars, composite bowmen to skirmishers. I mean, by all metrics, the 3 on the left should beat the 3 on the right in a one-on-one engagement, but Hera's not giving him a one-on-one engagement. He's too good for that. PKPM right at the end, PKPM towards the end. Economically, not that different. Although if you remove the relics, oh my goodness, our Armenian. I don't think I've ever seen this. All 6 relics. Because remember, the first fortified church that the Armenians plop down always comes with a free relic. I don't think I've ever seen our Armenian take all 6. That just makes Hera's victory even more ridiculous. And the fact that he won with less than 10,000 gold. I mean, come on. This is just crazy out of Hera. 16,000 more food. Wood, identical, stone. An extra 2 castles out of our Armenian. All the good that it did him. But look at the extra gold. Our Armenian had map control. What the hell went wrong for him? It's got to be that Hussar raid. It's always the thing that changes the dynamic of a game. And again, if you know you're going to be going up against Hera, the first thing you should do is take your mouse, build command, wall command, and drag it like this. And then drag it everywhere. And then you're fine. You have 431 stone. Build some frickin' walls. Wow. Hera's the best farmer. Old Hera had a farm. E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm, he had a Hussar. E-I-E-I-O. And on that disturbing note, let me take a look. So we saw the YouPudding game. Ooh, let's see another Vivy game. Ooh, bear with me. Again, it just, for some reason, just removes the players' names. All right. So the last game of the evening is about to begin. Yeah, Fat Dragon Vivy. Hera playing as the Hindustanis in blue, taking on Vivy, or Vivy, I guess, for all the people that make fun of how I say his name, playing as the Spanish. Ooh, okay. Let's see Paladins, let's see Imperial Camel Riders, let's see all of it. Jiatong did do everything right. Devil Inside, I think they play random civs. I can't imagine at this high elo they're civ picking and whatnot. I think they pick Arabia. That's 100% sure. I'm 100% sure. But I think they do random civs. Unless they've got some bee in their bonnet, they want to test something out. But I think Hera's already beyond that point. I think he just does random. Lucas, oh my goodness, today's your anniversary. And you're spending time with me and us? Someone's making so much noise outside. I hate that, Doc. Jiatong did nothing wrong. Yeah, hashtag give Jiatong the W. Are you asking if I'm Slam? I am definitely not Slam. Although I have been coughing a lot lately during this live stream. I don't know why. I need to sip some water. I'm just going to mute my mic for a second. And from what I remember, Slam does cough a lot. Or clear his throat or something. Tony, who won? Hera won. Somehow, he was having his center pressed. Jiatong was on the verge. He crushed a castle. He was on the verge of breaking into the base. And of course, Hera sends a bunch of hussars to the other side of the world and somehow gets the W. I shouldn't say somehow. That's exactly why he sends those hussars that way. Oh, you were suggesting a match of Hera versus Slam? Ooh. I feel like they did play at some point in the last month or so. I think I saw that. And I would have loved to cast it, but I mean, I think it was like at the end of the day, it was like a 20-minute game. And the elo difference was just, yeah, not that fun. Let's take a look. Attack path littered with high ground, littered with forests. Our Hindustani primary stone to the back. Gold to the front, annoyingly placed between him and the deer. And where are his additional resources? Oh, lordy. 1, 2, 3, all on the right side of the map here. Yuckity yuck. Forward portion pretty much open. Whereas Vivy's southern portion is completely open, where he has his primary stone and gold. Also yuckity yuck. Alright, Vivy choosing not to garrison any villagers while he attacks the boar. I'm still of a split mind about that technique. Golden stone to the front, gold to the back. Both players equally able to wall in, although a little bit of a longer wall off for our Spaniard here compared to Hera. Although this is a very thin forest, so I'm not too sure it's even that useful. And what an annoying deer. Where the hell did you go? The other complete side of the forest here for Hera, who's now pushing his second. Yeah, classic Hera horseplay. It's just, again, if you attack into Hera... Wait, what happened to this deer? Did they already carve it up? Or did they... I thought they hit... when you aggress against Hera, the most important thing you can do is make sure your base is walled in with stone walls. I don't understand why more pro players don't do that when they face off against them. I know they all absolutely hate putting up stone walls. They absolutely hate spending 5 pieces of stone for a wall. Although as the Mayans, a little bit cheaper. I guess the Incas as well, right? Stone walls should be... Does it apply? Does the Incan 15% stone discount apply to walls? Does somebody in the chat know? It should, right? Or is it only to buildings? Quote unquote. I think it should apply to walls. But if you're attacking into Hera, and all of a sudden you notice Hera's not really like defending very well. You notice that he's maybe given up on a castle. You should be realizing that he's probably going Hussars and should be stonewalling your entire base, because Jiatong lost that game because one palisade gate shat the bed and Hera burst his way into his base and then killed like 20 villagers. It should, right, Rusty? It should. I think walls do technically have building armor. Jeremy, I have no clue why pro players don't stonewall. I don't understand it. I think because it's such a scarce resource that they think they better spend it all on castles and creposts and town centers. Oh my. But like I said, in certain circumstances, you need to stonewall, especially against Hera. If Jiatong had stonewalled there and those Hussars couldn't do anything, oh, you SOB. And now he's trying to get the town center to kill them accidentally. Will it? Will it? Will it? Will it? Oh, it does. It does. That is so sour. Vivy, you absolute monster. Taking 200 food out of the mouths. That's, I guess, for any 4 village, even with the 5, what is it, 13% discount, it's still, I think, just 4 villagers. Still no kills, by the way, despite the loss of 2 innocent sheep. It's like murder holes. If you use it, they take away your cool kid card. Oh, yeah. That's another thing I don't understand about the game. Or at least how certain players play it. But like I said, I don't know. Here, let's check if it has building. Yeah, it does have technically building armor. So yeah, I think the Incas also should have a cheaper stone wall. I mean, not as cheap as the Mayans, but 15% is still a good discount. Is there a more known strategy than Hera with Hussar rating? No, there is not. I mean, Mr. Yo is pretty good at multi-pronged attacks, the Hydra attack, like I call it, with various different heads in multiple directions. But like I said, if you're playing against Hera and you're attacking him and he's not really repairing the castle, he's not really defending the town center, he's not really like there with a huge chunk of army, then you know he's doing something else. Hera, by the way, gets not 1 but 2 kills. Did the TC get 1? Yeah, the TC got the scout. You know he's cooking something up. And then you're like the hackles on a dog should go up. The hairs on your arm should stand up, and you should be like, okay, wait a second, I'm about to get Hussar rated, aren't I? Vivy, Vivy. I was gonna say, hey, Vivy, you're a fan of Supergen, but that's the exact opposite. Supergen, you like Vivy as well? Let's see. Inca Stonewall costs -1 stone. Thank you, Gildo. So it does the 15% discount does apply. Palisade gates suck. They have less pure southern than Palisade wall. More units can hit it at once. They're really easy to break through. They really are. Plus, it's annoying that you can attack it by standing right here. And you can attack into this line. It's really an annoying structure. Oh, looks like Hera did finally lose a scout. I think it's one of those pieces of conventional wisdom that's been so ingrained into their playstyle, no one considers the possibility of doing it, even when it's a good idea. Yeah, it's made its way into the orthodoxy. What about Huang and Celtic Siege? Ooh. Adrian, you want a Sebastian versus the world? Sure. There are so many pro players. There are so many days of the week. And oh, there's so many gaps in the Spanish armor. Yikes, that is a sour waste. And all of a sudden, you've got 3 Hindustani scouts inside your base. Full health, by the way. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, Vivy is a very creative player. Cat, hello, hello. Hera proceeds to wall in feudal. I'll shut up. For now, Hera's scouts getting denied pretty damn nicely by our Spaniard. But you know what that means? That just means Hera's free to pretty much run with his eco at home. Looks like he is a few chicken nuggets away from going up to Castle Age. Vivy not far behind, but needs a bunch of food. Will he sell his wood? Will he sell his stone? Will he rush to catch up once he sees Hera's score dropping? Although Hera still not going up the castle age, even though he's got the resources for it. He's busy microing. Okay, so he's buying Vivy some time. There he clicks up. So a few seconds delay, his score drops even more than it is. And what will Vivy do with this market? Bought food, sold wood. Hera's being so annoying with these scouts. Look at him trying to evade the spearman. No, Cat. Pardon me, Cat. This is going to be the last game of the evening. Chicken was third day in a row. Chicken is a versatile animal. It's like the eagle warrior. It's a very versatile animal. Make a lot of different meals out of it, but I'll shut up. I'll shut up. All right, both players disengage. Hera is 45 seconds ahead when it comes to going up to the next stage. Has hidden 2 archery ranges, although hidden with a small H because I don't think Vivy's been here in a while. So he hasn't seen very much of this base at all. Both players fully walled in. Let's check. Yeah, now fully walled in up here. Fully walled in. Gonna assume this is fully walled in. This is all flat ground, so pretty much... Okay, so no more gaps, no more holes in the bucket. And Vivy's finally back. Ooh, delicious club sandwich for tomorrow. Nice. Oh my god, a chicken warrior. What civ would get the chicken warrior? All right, what's Hera gonna do with his advantage? Cav archers, okay. Second TC to the back for him has almost enough wood. Never mind, spent it on a bunch of cav archers to go up to a third if he wanted to. Vivy is about to hit castle himself. Does have enough resources for 1 extra TC. Where is he going to place it? Vivy's wall in is not ideal. There are not a lot of resources in here beyond this primary gold. Although, like I mentioned earlier, having 2 of your 5 resource patches out here is absolute shite. This gold is outside. This stone is outside. What a horrible, horrible, desolate wall off here for our Spanish. At least Hera's got extra stone to the back. Yikes. Okay. And also, Hera does have his 3 resources off to the right side. Elite Chicken Warrior, part of the Lords of Poultry DLC. The red-crested gobbler. Oh my goodness. What's like the you know, like a mongoose is to a snake? What's that to a chicken? I guess a human being. The Franks would get the chicken warrior. But I'm Jing. Doc with the Simpsons reference. Does Kentucky have a civ? Yeah, I was gonna say, by the way, you know the Colonel Sanders of KFC fame is actually Canadian. And there you go. When you've got your internal resources nice and secure to the back, that is where you place your second TC. Ooh, a fox versus a chicken. The Fox Warrior counters as a special chicken bonus. Interesting. Why did he decide to open this up like this? Red's gonna discover it. Both players going Cav Archer. All right, let's see it. +2 versus +2. No one has any armor upgrades at all. Do Hera's archers have kills? They have 2 kills. No villager kills. Unless you mean these archers. No, they have no kills. I don't think they can even reach. Maybe they can? No, yeah, they actually can. I did not expect that. I guess they do have bodkin. Vivy sets up on the high ground, takes out one of the cav archers from below. Yeah, Doc, the Colonel's Canadian. I mean, he moved to the US and then created the business there, as so many Canadians tend to do, but I mean, look at Hera's micro carving his army up into 3 control groups. I mean, he ultimately didn't really help out, but... And now he's on the high ground. I love it. I love all these little maneuvers. Skirmishers here for our Hindustani as well. Random Hera units just sitting in a corner. Yeah, they were up until this Cav Archer found them and killed them Liam Neeson style. Yeah, I think the Colonel Sanders was, if I'm not mistaken, don't quote me on this, I think he was from Mississauga, if I'm not mistaken. I believe he was, which is not too far from Toronto, but interesting. Hera building houses this way, not as part of a secondary wall off. So he's quite confident he's not going to get rear-ended here. Ooh, not the greatest attack round, but a fantastic response nonetheless from our Hindustani. And for a second time, Hera is just happy to sit back and take this kind of full frontal aggression, I guess relying more on his micro versus his opponents, which, to be fair, is, you know, not a bad thing to rely on when you're Hera. Meanwhile, Vivy, he's out on the map taking stone. He is the Spanish. They do build things a lot quicker. Wikipedia claims he was born in Indiana? Supergen, I'm gonna have to look into that, because I remember seeing that he was born in Canada. Did he move to Canada at some point and grow up here? Any side have Cav Archer bonus? Ooh. Spanish definitely not. Hindustani don't as well. No Cav Archer bonuses that I can think of. I mean, Hera just now training his first Mangonel is a pretty big flex. And with it, he guns down 2 Mangonels of his opponent. I mean, I guess when you can rely on your micro and your Hera, it's just as good as having like 5 castles here in the front. And then moves into the minimum range of the Mangonel, but then moves back out. Ooh, okay, takes a decent shot. Cav Archer is just meta now. Absolutely it is. So many games are just Cav Archer now. Carlos, I have no idea. He moved to Mississauga in 65, but he was in his 50s. Oh, really? That being said, he still started KFC after that, right? I was so happy that he was a Canadian, but I guess a temporary Canadian. Moving to Canada in 65 kind of suggests that he was a draft dodger from the Vietnam War, no? Although if he was in his 70s, I don't think he was going to be drafted into the war effort at all. Hera with the boss, Mangonel snipes. And that's it. How many times do we see a player try to engage Hera in the front, only to lose out to Hera's micro, or in a side attack, which in this case didn't happen, but holy moly, it must be frustrating AF for Vivy to continually pump out Mangonels, only to continuously lose them over and over and over. 6 Mangonels, just one after the other, dying. Am I sure I wasn't thinking of the Burger King? Indiana Jones is famous for Indiana Jones. Famous for Indiana Jones, the Colonel, in that order. 1930 was when he first... Oh, Supergen, then I've been living a lie. I thought he was originally from Mississauga and then moved to the US when he was like in his 50s and 60s and started the chain. Damn. In any event, as long as I learn the right facts, glad to repair a lifetime of trauma caused by delicious buckets of chicken, Toonie Tuesdays where I would scrounge around my house looking in couch cushions for dollars and quarters just so I could pay $7 for 2 sandwiches and delivery. Let's see the stats here. Hera's like one of those MMA fighters that when you get on the ground on top, then he hits you with a triangle to choke you out. I don't know what any of that means, but yes. He served in Cuba in 1906, lying about his age to enter early. Damn. Yeah, that was a common thing in that time. World War I as well. Lots of like 15-year-olds ran to get into that war. Resources pretty much identical. 5% apart. 1 raisings. Conversions. They didn't play any role. And total kills. Only 8 extra kills. 5 extra military kills. But again, I mean, psychologically losing this position when you had it so nicely in the bag with so many mangonels, it's got to be psychologically damaging. Yikes. Mississauga is Mississippi at home. Ooh, I wish. Mississauga is like Mississippi, except without the river running through it and the football colleges and the delicious food. I mean, yeah, this was a clear Hera victory here. And like I said, the confidence that you have to just open up your wall off to potentially, again, cav archers. They could have just run in here, run to the side, and tried to cause damage. But no, Hera was so supremely confident. And then taking this little hill here for the majority of the fights was fantastic out of him. Even though originally it was Vivy who took this hill. But wow, the better micro out of Hera. Oh my god, Hera takes the W. Rusty, thank you so much. I'm glad everyone enjoyed the stream. Don't let facts get in the way of a good story. Yeah, tell me about it. Blame the awful Canadian education system that makes everybody a Canadian. Oh man, but in any event, oh man, that was 3 hours. Yikes. I didn't realize it was that long. I was going to say sorry for the short stream, but everyone, thank you so much for joining. Everyone for chatting and staying and hanging out. And we got a request for a Sebastian night. So I'm going to try to find a good few Sebastian games for us to watch. And if we don't stream tomorrow or Thursday, definitely we'll catch you on Friday. Same bat time, same bat channel. Yeah, cat, too short for you. I'm sorry. In any event, if you like what you see on YouTube, please do hit that like button. And on Twitch, feel free to follow. And I'll see everyone in the next one. Everyone have a fantastic night. And again, thanks for joining whatever time of day it is. And take care.